All right, this is episode 3 of Politics, Video Games, and Everything in Between. I'm your host, Andrew, and I'm here with Kylan. And today, we're going to start off talking about Nazis and talking about Trump's response to Charlottesville and everything that happened out there. So, I guess first off, let's hear your thought on this first of all.
I think that he had pretty solid things to say about Mexicans and Muslims, but when it came to Nazis, he didn't want to jump the gun on anything he was saying. Which, I mean, it's Nazis. It's kind of okay to punch them in the face. Now, don't punch every Nazi in the face unless you absolutely know they're a Nazi, but it's kind of okay to punch Nazis in the face.
I mean, all he was trying to say was that he's condemning the violence. He wasn't saying anything like, "Oh, Nazis, well, they're not all horrible people." He's just condemning the violence of this. I feel like it got taken way out of proportion.
It didn't get taken way out of proportion. It's just like when David Duke supported him, he took a while to kind of disavow David Duke. He's like, "Oh, why is it such a big deal? Why do I have to, disavow that the head of the KKK is supporting me?"
I mean, but he's not a Nazi, right? Like Donald Trump's not.
Possibly.
I mean, that would be insane to think that he's, this Nazi clan leader guy. Right?
I mean, it would be insane, but I mean, this is what conservatives keep pointing out, that there's all these pictures of Hillary Clinton with Weinstein. Like, oh well, she surrounds herself with sexual predators. She must be some kind of terrible woman that loves sexual predators or something. But when you look at the Trump administration, a lot of people are getting indicted, being questioned about the whole Russia thing, but conservatives like to, be like, "Oh, no, don't know anything about the Russia thing." Like, that's fake news. That's fake news. So, I mean, if you're surrounded by criminals, if you associate with Nazis, Steve Bannon, Breitbart, then you're kind of, birds of a feather.
I mean, it's possible, but at the same time, that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
I mean, he has been accused of kicking black people out of apartments before. Just saying.
But did he do it?
I don't
That's
know. I didn't look enough into it. I just know that in the 80s there was something about him kicking black people out of apartments. Let's look it up.
because, and the other thing is, did these black people like not pay rent for 3 months and then they got kicked out, or did they just get kicked out for being black?
I don't know if
difference. Let's see.
Well, let's look it up real quick. God, it is hot as balls in my house right now.
It's pretty hot over here too.
Donald Trump's housing discrimination case still chases him. Okay, 1973 federal lawsuit brought against Donald Trump and his company for alleged racial discrimination at Trump housing developments in New York.
Okay.
Damn. Okay, so he settled, but he was basically sued, saying that he would not rent to African Americans, and he made sure that everyone that worked for him understood that policy.
Hmm.
but he says he
Interesting.
settled the. He says he settled the lawsuit with zero admission of guilt. Well, he says we settled the suit with no admission of guilt.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I mean, I'm reading this from NPR, so I don't think that's a misquote like with CNN. I think that's probably actually what he said. But, so you think his response was justified, even though
Not really. I mean,
he didn't come out and condemn the Nazis either, like he should
no.
have.
See, no, that's the thing. No, he should have come out and condemned them. But what he did say was good. It was just kind of half there. You know, he was on the right track. He just didn't quite, get the rest of the message out he should have got.
Yeah. FDA is still fighting Kratom. Well, not really fighting it, but just saying that the claims that people make are unsubstantiated.
What's all that about?
You remember when they tried to make Kratom illegal like last year?
No.
Lots of vets use it for PTSD, anxiety.
Yeah. So now they're saying that basically all these people.
No, okay, so Tuesday issued a warning about Kratom, an herbal product being promoted as a safe alternative to opioids for pain that is also marketed for treating addiction, anxiety, and depression. The FDA says there's insufficient evidence the supplement works to treat addiction or other problems, and cited growing evidence it can be dangerous. Kratom may cause seizures, liver damage, and withdrawal symptoms. It's very troubling to the FDA that patients believe they can use Kratom to treat opioid withdrawal symptoms. The FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb said in a statement, adding that not only is there no reliable evidence that Kratom is an effective treatment for opioid use disorder, there are FDA-approved medications that work. Calls to U.S. poison control centers about Kratom, which is made from a plant that grows in Asia, jumped tenfold from 2010 to 2015. According to the FDA, at least 36 deaths are associated with the use of products containing Kratom, the agency says.
Well,
And they tried to make it illegal last year, and there was just major backlash, which made them back off. Surprisingly, they don't back off the weed thing, though, since there's major backlash against that.
yeah, it's interesting how there's so much backlash about weed, but you don't really see anything getting done about it, as far as legalizing it federally.
No, well, I mean, people openly hate Sessions, and I mean that dude needs to spend a month in jail since he's so for throwing all these drug dealers and drug users in jail. He wants to bring back Just Say No.
Well, I don't understand it all. I think it's some kind of gimmick,
It's a war on black people.
pretty much. Black
What-
people and
so-
white people with dreadlocks.
Yeah. The Nixon administration guy was saying how they couldn't openly declare war on hippies and black people, so they called it a war on drugs, and then targeted those two groups.
Exactly.
I mean, I might be taking that a little out of context, but
Roughly, I'm
everyone-
sure you're there.
yeah. Attorney.
Jesus.
God damn it. I would love if this happened. McConnell talks up Sessions as writing candidate to replace Roy Moore, so he wouldn't be the Attorney General anymore, which would be great. Attorney General. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is getting more specific about what he sees as perhaps the best, if impractical, option for preventing an Alabama Senate seat from falling into the hands of GOP nominee Roy Moore or a Democrat, because the pedophile is better than the Democrat and Republican size. Meanwhile, the Republican National Committee has pulled its financial support from Moore's campaign. Good on him. At a Wall Street Journal event on Tuesday, McConnell said that Attorney General Jeff Sessions would fit the profile of someone who could run a competitive write-in bid for his old seat, which Moore is running to fill. He's totally well-known and extremely popular in Alabama, McConnell said. So basically, he went from Senate to Attorney General, and then they're like, just fucking send him back to the Senate. Don't let this dude get in under any circumstances. I mean, I think if Roy Moore wins, it'll really be the nail in the coffin for the Republican Party.
Why is that?
Because it's just like you already have all these millennials that are going to be able to vote that don't like Republicans, especially after seeing Trump win. Millennials are mostly liberal. They're going to be the majority. In 10, 20 years' time, Democrats will definitely be the majority. It won't be 50-50 like it is. But if you're, say, an independent who's kind of on the fence on which side you're going to go, Roy Moore getting elected as a Republican is probably going to push you more to the left.
Yeah, probably. Unfortunately, there is a left and a right. There can't just be a middle.
Yeah, but I just think if you're like, I'm independent, but I don't know if I lean more left or right, and then you see like, oh, Republicans in Alabama elect Roy Moore. And then they're just like, oh, well, I think I'm going to have to push this way now. And then that's going to cause that guy to, might even cause that swing vote to go Democrat next election instead of either A, picking a independent, or B, picking a Republican.
Yeah, that is really tactical thinking right there. I don't know if people are really doing that much math.
I mean, it's I'm sure people are. The Republicans know this will be kind of a death nail for them. They don't want him to win.
Yeah, it could be. They need to fix their shit. Those Republicans.
Yeah, I mean, they run everything right now, but it definitely hasn't been a good year for them.
So you don't think that Trump, though, is a nail in the coffin for him anyway?
I mean, I think he's going to hurt them in 2020 and probably even 2024. But I think when 2028 rolls around, that it would probably go back to a Republican.
If history means anything, then yeah.
I mean, I don't think Trump's going to do 2 terms, nor do I think the Republicans will win 2 terms.
No. I think they're kind of screwed at this point, at least for a little while.
I mean, if the Democrats pick someone good in 2020, I'll even vote for them instead of a third party. But if they don't pick someone good, I'm going to vote third party again. But if they pick, say, Bernie Sanders, then, yeah, I'm going to vote Bernie Sanders.
Go Bernie. Oh, man. Hopefully that guy's around in 2020.
I mean, he's old as shit. He'll still be alive, but, he might not run.
Yeah.
He'll be like 79.
Yeah, that's pretty up there.
Yeah. I mean, Trump's like 70.
Yeah, you look how forgetful he is.
Yeah. I just don't understand why is a 70-year-old that into Twitter? Actually, I don't know his exact age. Let's look that up.
No, you're pretty close with that. 70.
I feel like he was either younger or older. 71.
71. There you go.
Damn, he's 73. He was only like 27 when he started his empire.
Oh, is that when he got his small loan of $1 million?
Yes, very small loan. Very small loan.
Very minuscule.
I mean, 1973. He was born in 46. 73 was when he was getting sued. So it's like 27 years. Weird math to be doing on a podcast.
Yeah. We do so much math on this fucking podcast. I swear.
Okay, I'm not reading this whole article. It was just the headline was the Russian investigation sessions under pressure, more questions for Trump aides. Trump said Putin again denied interfering in elections, and I really believe he means it.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. No one believes that. Nobody.
Okay, so this is the quote because the people who write headlines are apparently different than the people who actually write the articles. President Trump told the White House press corps Saturday that he had several brief conversations with President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of an Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of an Asia-Pacific summit the two men were attending in Vietnam. During those conversations, Putin once again denied interference in last year's elections. Trump said, and the president said, he believed that Putin believed there was no interference.
Yeah, that definitely sounds, real trustworthy.
He said he didn't meddle. I asked him again. You can only ask so many times.
Oh God.
Oh God. I just I'm kind of surprised Trump believes him.
Well, of course he believes him. They're buddies.
Yeah. Best pals. Trump wishes he could ride bears shirtless like Putin.
Okay, come on. Everyone wishes they could ride bears shirtless.
True.
I wish I
True.
could just walk around shirtless. I can't even do that.
Are you trying to be Bert Kreischer?
I don't know. I just want a six-pack.
Yeah, everyone wants a six-pack. Bert Kreischer does not have a six-pack, but he still does his stand-up shirtless. Do you not know who Bert Kreischer is?
I don't know. I've never heard of
The
him.
machine.
Oh, yeah, I know the guy you're talking about. He wasn't shirtless, though.
In most of his stand-up, he is shirtless.
Well, I didn't pay attention to that.
Literally, if you just Google image Bert Kreischer, at least 80% of the shirts, 80% of the pictures will be him shirtless. It's like his thing.
Oh, that's funny.
Huh. So, George Papadopoulos took a guilty plea in the Russian probe.
Did we talk about that? We talked about the Russian probe and everything.
We touched on him. He had just been indicted. I don't think he had taken a plea yet.
That's interesting.
God, Sarah Huckabee Sanders is extremely annoying to listen to. Like what the fuck was his face? What was his name?
Who?
Spencer. Sean Spencer?
Oh, yeah.
The last guy who did the White House press briefing. Sean Spencer wasn't his name. Sean Spicer?
Fuck.
Press secretary. Spicer?
Sean
Yeah,
Spicer?
I think it's Sean Spicer.
I think so.
Yeah, Sean Spicer. Yeah, just where he was just kind of not in the know with it. All Sarah Huckabee Sanders does is talk down to reporters. Like, it's super annoying to watch.
It's all fake news.
Well, I mean, InfoWars isn't fake news. Alex Jones clearly knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
And his news organization deserves to be there.
Okay, so first off, chill with the sarcasm. Now, yes, he's nuts 98% of the time. But every once in a while, he does get something right.
They're making the frogs gay.
That would be in the 98%.
They're sacrificing children at Bohemian Grove.
Okay, maybe 99%. The point being about this whole fake news thing, I really wish Trump would stop saying that. Because he's hurting the cause of, the media actually being ousted as being fake.
I mean, yeah, there is some fake news, but I'm reading NPR right now. They seem way more on top of their shit, honestly, than CNN does.
Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. But even within these different companies, you still get, a story that is reported on properly and facts have been checked and all that. And then you get another story and it's complete bullshit and made up. And that's the problem, really.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm reading something right now. Comstock saying that a member of the House Administration Committee exposed himself to her.
What?
So there's
God.
a Representative Barbara Comstock, Republican, Virginia, a member of the
Mhm.
House Administration Committee, which is conducting a review of existing policies to prevent and report sexual harassment. According to Comstock, the male lawmaker asked a young female staffer to bring some paperwork to him at home. He answered the door and nothing. This isn't Comstock. This isn't Comstock who answered the door. This is just some man who's not being named. The male lawmaker asked a young female staffer to bring some paperwork to him at home. He answered the door in nothing but a towel. At that point, he decided to expose himself, Comstock said. She left, then quit her job. The young intern, obviously not Comstock. She's still a fucking congresswoman. So they want to give the House mandatory sexual harassment training because that works so well in the military.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out sexual harassment training does absolutely nothing but become a joke as soon as everyone leaves the room. It doesn't help.
No.
You need like more of like a zero tolerance policy to it.
Well, you also need to not make it to where it can be a joke by using like these terrible actors.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually put some money into it instead of just asking random people if they want to be in a video.
That too. You get a lot of like Q-list celebrities who are in these terrible, god-awful movies.
Friday the 13th, 17. The return of Jason again.
What? Really?
I don't know. There's just so many Friday the 13th. Like they kill him in 4 and then he comes back in 5.
Yeah. Your movies lose all suspense when you do that shit.
Well, I mean, they make it make. I think it's 4 he died. I'm not positive on the number. I just remember reading the back of either 5 or 6. And basically, the guy who kills him in the previous movie has a nightmare about him, so he goes back to his body to make sure he's dead, and he accidentally, like, removes the pole that's holding him to the ground. And then Jason, like, becomes alive again.
What about Concrete? I feel like Concrete could definitely finish any one of these horror movies off.
Because they were at a fucking lake. They just needed something to hold him down, so they shoved a pole through him and put him in the bottom of a lake.
But if you dug a hole, put some sticks and leaves over it, and led Jason to the hole, right? He fell down. You get a cement mixer. You just pour it straight in there.
Okay, how about you play the Friday the 13th game,
He's dead,
and that's how you kill Jason in it. Okay? You've seen the video of Friday the video game, right?
Okay, look, I'm just saying it would work. No more Jason.
I'm just saying. So did you see that there's a new drug that has like trackers in it, so you can tell like when the patient last took their it's Abilify for like schizophrenia and stuff. But the FDA is approving one that comes with a tracker in it.
I don't like it. Not one bit.
Yeah, so I mean, this is obviously just for probably severe cases, but how long before everyone has to take a tracker?
Exactly.
Or, I mean, it's going to start with the military. You already know that.
Mm-hmm. And eventually it's going to get down to shit like Sudafed. You're taking tracker pills. And then the frogs are going to turn gay and we're all screwed.
Goddamn gay frogs. trying to turn the children gay.
Yeah. We joke about this, but seriously, though, that's a horrible fucking idea.
Yeah, I mean, It's just ridiculous. God damn it. There's so many. CNN's just such full of such bullshit articles.
Like what?
Like, there's just so many, like, who has the best Emmy dress? Whereas, like, NPR, it's got, like, 5 articles on politics and, like, nothing else. Here, it's like, let's just fucking overload you with information. I like how the Republican lawmakers are just ignoring the fact that fucking people, like, just the tax plan is so terrible for the middle class, and the Republicans in Congress are just ignoring it. Like, no one wants this tax bill passed that's not, you know, a 100 millionaire.
Right. Logically.
Wow, I did not realize what Meek Mill did to get 2 years in prison. I thought he, like, popped hot on a drug test or something. No, got arrested for popping wheelies and getting into a fight. And now the rapper could spend 2 to 4 years in state prison because those arrests violated his probation from a 2008 gun and drug case. Wow, that's fucking ridiculous.
He violated parole, didn't he?
Probation, but
whatever. Well, probation. Because I thought he actually did go to jail, though.
It says point. Probation. Well, he's on probation now. So he's not on parole. He's actually on probation.
Okay. So I'm just saying, when you're in trouble with the law, you probably should think, maybe I don't pop wheelies out here. You know, maybe I keep my head down and go pop them out somewhere else.
I mean, this is what Meek Mill's attorney told CNN. He plans to appeal the sentence and accused Philadelphia judge Janice.
Oh my God! Let's stop before you start getting racist with it.
It's Genece. E. Brinkley. How is Janice racist? Who has overseen Mill's case for years of being enamored with the rapper and taking a personal interest in the case. So, I mean,
not sure if that's good or bad.
Could be either. He's been on probation for nearly 10 years. Nobody goes on probation for 10 years. His lawyer added. He criticized Brinkley for extending Mill's initial 5-year probation sentence following various violations. Jay-Z. Mill is signed to Jay-Z's label Roc Nation. Jay-Z says the sentence handed down by the judge is unjust and heavy-handed. Well, it says the sentence handed down by the judge, ... is unjust and heavy-handed. So he could have been like, is not, or JK. I mean, you could say anything in that ... I mean, there's the tweet up. It's basically the sentiment of the tweet, but I just hate when they do that ... shit.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what they're skipping over.
Yeah. When you realize Meek got more jail time for riding a dirt bike than a cop would for shooting an unarmed African American. Sad but true.
Sad but true.
Maybe the judge was just really mad at Meek Mill's diss record at Drake and was like, we got him now. Can finally send someone to prison for that terrible fucking message.
I'm sure that is exactly what the judge was thinking. 100%.
Well, that wrestler that sued him for it was like, I probably wouldn't be suing him if the song wasn't so terrible.
Oh, come on. Don't hate on him that much. He's a decent rapper.
Yeah, I mean, but anyone could have beef with Drake and win. Like, when Drake says he knows people that can't leave Canada, doesn't sound that hard. When he's talking about how he'll have his people do his stuff for him, doesn't sound that hard. Somehow Meek Mill still lost that.
I don't understand it. Drake's an R&B singer. Like how did Meek Mill lose this?
No, I mean Drake used to be rap. I saw him in concert before he was big.
Yeah, but 90% of his songs are they're just singing. Okay, thanks for that.
Yep. Gonna look in the time where that is to delete that. All right.
No, keep it in.
Around the 30:38 mark. Ah, fuck. This goddamn microphone has like a broken piece in its wiring that stabbed me directly in the lip.
What the hell are you doing with your mic that wiring is stabbing you in the lip?
I have it super close because it's the only way I get feedback and can hear myself talk.
Yeah, I don't know why you have that on.
So that I can make, I don't know, just makes sense to have it on.
Okay,
It's what
whatever.
rappers do.
Because this is a studio, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I mean, it'd
fair
be
enough.
nice if I could afford a studio. That would be fucking sick.
That'd be great. I just want a microphone on a stand, so I don't have to hold this thing.
I thought you said your microphone came with a stand.
Yeah, it did. It doesn't work.
Wait, what? What do you mean it doesn't work?
It won't stand up. Like you know how stands have like the little tripod piece?
Yeah.
Yeah, the tripod doesn't work. I try to get the microphone right at the right level, and it just kind of collapses on itself.
I feel like we need to make an intro to our podcast. That's what one of the people I work with was saying.
Yeah, we always need an intro. Need some music, a little intro, a whole lot of energy.
Sessions pressed on lack of, this is just a headline. Sessions pressed on lack of minorities in his staff. Surprising.
What?
So, members of the Congressional Black Caucus on Tuesday pressed Attorney General Jeff Sessions on his and his department's handling of race, including the lack of minorities in key Justice Department positions. Why even ask? Why not just be like, Jeff Sessions doesn't like black people? You could see, by the way, that there's no one on his staff. Because if he said it to him like that, Jeff Sessions couldn't even respond. He'd be like,
Because that would just be wrong.
But would it though? Because it'd kind of be correct.
I don't like the question of why don't you have black people in your justice thing.
He said minorities.
Whatever it is, minorities, whatever.
That includes Asians.
Yeah, but let's be honest, you're not going to get a satisfying answer out the guy, right? Either he's going to
No.
be like, yeah, I'm racist, I don't like any minorities.
Oh my
Or-
God! If he said that'd be so cool though.
Or he's just going to be like, I don't know, and then hire a random black guy to fill in. And then it's just going to be some.
I was
Like-
talking to this kid about the I think it was the 2008 elections. It might have been 2012. No, it was 2008. Fuck, I can't remember. But so this Mexican guy asks like something about like, oh, who's your favorite, Mexican politician, Republican, possibly something like that. And like all these Republicans have this answer, and you just see, fucking Ron Paul, like I guess sweating the whole time.
Yeah.
This is secondhand. This is what some kid who is a Republican told me. And I guess they got to Ron Paul, and Ron Paul's like, there's just too many to thank. I don't want to pick just one. And like this kid was like, at that point he might have just been like, yeah, I don't like Mexicans. I don't. Like at least it would have been awkward. Like at least it would have been truthful, rather than just being like, oh, there's just too many to think of. I don't want to pick just one.
Yeah, that's such a lie. God, that's terrible.
Got my dog looking at me, watching us record the podcast.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get a dog.
Yeah, might want to wait till you have a kid first. Make sure the dog reacts to the kid okay.
I mean, what if I got a dog and the dog and the kid didn't get along?
Then you would have to get rid of the dog.
Okay.
Sorry, you can't get rid of your kid.
Well, I was just wondering what you thought about that.
I mean, I know my dog loves kids, so I don't have to worry about it.
No, I want to get a Bernese Mountain Dog, or however you pronounce that.
Bernice, I think.
Burmese, who cares? They're really...
I'm just saying, Bernie's Mountain Dog sounds like a dog Bernie Sanders raised in the mountains of Vermont.
Or it could be Bernie Mac. Never
What?
know.
I said Bernie Sanders.
Well, there's two Bernies. Then there's Weekend of Bernies.
Bernie Mac's dead.
So
he's not raising fucking dogs.
Well,
Bernie Sanders could be.
maybe he raised the first one.
Are you saying you don't want a dog raised by Bernie Sanders?
I'm not saying that at all.
You don't want a socialist dog?
I want a dog that understands economics.
Fucking taking half of kids' candy and giving it to other kids and shit.
Yeah, that's great.
I just like how that's how Republicans just were like, oh, look at this. And it's like, actually, Halloween is socialism. You're going to other houses and expecting them to give you candy for no reason. Like, if anything, taking half of your kids' candy to give it to the other kids who aren't or too lazy for trick-or-treating doesn't make sense.
Not at all.
Trump Jr. releases exchanges with WikiLeaks. He actually talked to WikiLeaks, or they just...
Yeah.
Huh.
I think I read something about that, but the article I read wasn't even that interesting.
I mean, CNN is just so boring to fucking read.
They're all boring.
I mean, yeah, but, like, The Daily Show has some vigor. It's just if you constantly quoted The Daily Show on a podcast, I don't think anyone would want to take you seriously.
Well, no, because they might as well just go watch The Daily Show.
True.
We're not going to get sued for saying that multiple times, are we?
No, we're not talking shit about The Daily Show.
Good.
New England Public Radio. God. You ever listen to NPR sometimes? It's just so goddamn boring.
Nope.
Like, my cousin listens to it sometimes. Their voices. This is the hour that we're going to be talking about 1800 classical books. Please call in and tell us your favorite book from this time. And people will actually call. And their voices are about as boring as you would expect someone who reads 1800 classical books voices to be. Hate crimes in 2016 had risen 5% compared to the previous year.
Interesting. I wonder why that is. Oh God! So I'm on Fox right now. I gotta say something about this. I'm sitting on Fox's website right now, looking at the news.
And it's just stroking Trump's dick.
Well, I mean, kinda. More like slamming Hillary, but no, there's an ad, right? And it's for the shoe that my aunt bought. And I'm really kind of annoyed because I'm seeing this ad right now.
Right.
This is not some high value fancy name brand shoe, okay? Why am I seeing this ad?
I don't... Oh, you think because your aunt bought this shoe that's why an ad is popping up for it? Did she buy it on Amazon?
That's exactly why it's popping up, and I think she did.
That's why it's popping up, because it's like my Amazon, when I'm on Facebook, the Amazon ad that pops up brings up stuff that's related to stuff I've bought.
This is something she bought. This is something I've never bought. And she's
The
never
kinda
bought it
weird-
on this computer.
The weird thing is well, no, it's on the same internet. My cousin has an air fryer, and no one was looking up air fryers with my account. I guess possibly my stepmom's account could have had air fryers being looked up.
Yeah.
But I doubt it. And there was ads for air fryers on my Amazon.
Yeah.
It was weird.
think that's where we've taken it a little too far. Oh, God. So Blake
It-
Shelton's been named 2017 sexiest man alive, according to Fox.
According to Fox.
Yeah.
Who won last year? Mitch McConnell?
I
Like,
don't know. I
Do you
have no
do you
clue.
get that reference? Do you know who Mitch
Jesus.
McConnell is? Looks like a turtle. It's Fox News.
Okay, I'm just saying, Blake Shelton's not that bad looking.
This is the same guy. This is the same news organization that I was watching 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago before the second episode. And they had this guy on, and they're like, "What do you think of the NFL protesters?" He's like, "I think we get the point. I think they can stop." Like, no, dude, that's not how protests work. It's not like, oh, someone got the point. We should stop this.
They didn't get the point, though. You know they didn't get the point when they're saying, "Oh, right, we got the point."
Yeah,
As soon
exactly.
as soon as someone says that, you know that they don't understand a single thing that this protest is about.
No, it's pretty bad how people are acting towards it. It's like take away First Amendment rights. It's not like you get to choose what you want your protest to, or you want protest to be about. It's not like this is like this isn't the time to protest. Like people are protesting the Iraq War. This isn't the time to protest that. Like I'm sure people were saying that in 2003 when people protested the fucking Iraq War.
Right, they were, but yeah, right. I mean, protests are made to make you feel uncomfortable, and if you're
Yeah.
feeling uncomfortable from a protest, it's probably you that's the problem. You know that's just the way it is.
Jury-rigged bazooka and nearly 1 ton of marijuana.
Well, what? Were those two different stories?
Drug shooting bazooka seized in Mexico as smugglers aim skyward. Sorry, I know we were talking seriously, but I needed to click on the drug shooting bazooka story.
That's fucking hilarious. I just imagine like one of those T-shirt cannons with like just pounds of weed in there. Just
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were doing.
that's fucking awesome. Not good that it was drugs, but I mean, still.
Hey, you know what would work? Not having a drug war and not making drugs illegal. Probably just stop all this drug violence. Kind of crazy, right? Crazy ideas?
Yeah, kind
Too
of.
crazy. Too crazy.
It's a little much. I don't know about just legalizing every drug being the answer to this.
No, I'm just saying it's stupid. Let people choose what they want to do. Think about it this way. What's better, the heroin made on the street that anyone could have made, or the heroin made in a government lab where no one's going to die from getting a bad... I mean, people could die, but the same amount of people could die from drinking a bad bottle of wine.
But heroin's heroin. Like it's not like you're gonna make good heroin and bad heroin.
Yeah, we're still giving people Percocet. That's kind of heroin.
I don't feel like that's nearly the same thing.
It's an opiate.
Well, okay, so let me bring it up this way. Okay. Because this is how it's always brought up. Is what if someone gets high and then they crash into you and kill your daughter?
What if someone drives drunk and does that too?
Exactly.
Can still happen.
Yeah, but what if it's heroin?
Then someone can still get high on heroin right now and do that.
Yeah. So what you're saying is
it-
the laws don't work at all.
No, it's all it's going to do is it's going to stop drug violence, because if drug dealers don't have any money to make, why is there going to be violence?
Because they don't have any money to make, so they're just going to start robbing people.
Yes, that's what the drug dealer who's making $1 million a year is going to go do. He's going to resort to robbing houses.
Well, yeah.
Probably saved up enough to buy a franchise.
Pretty sure he's. I'm pretty sure that drug dealer guy is not going to go get like a Texas Roadhouse or a fucking
I'm pretty
Applebee's.
sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to open up a Subway.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they think that way.
There's some people who are just like, I'm just gonna deal drugs until I can afford my Subway franchise, and then they get out.
That would be nice, but they don't have any skills.
Okay, so if you legalize drugs, the only really black market for it would be through the mafia, because I'm pretty sure they still deal in cigarettes and alcohol. I mean, who knows? No one really knows about the mafia, but even then, the mafia has a certain sense of only needing to be violent when there's absolutely no options left. You don't see mobsters shooting someone for insulting that, like, their shoes or something.
Have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah, well, yeah, Joe Pesci's character gets murdered for being too fucking like that. Like, he just kills people for no reason, goes off on people for no reason. He ends up getting murdered for that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they make him think he's going to get made, then they shoot him in the back of the head. It's pretty
Yeah.
fucked up.
It's really fucked up. And then they're just like, and that's that. Like, god damn, he just shot a guy and you're just moving on like that.
I mean, his character had to go. He was a little ridiculous.
He was dangerous to keep around, but still. I like the guy.
You liked Joe Pesci? I don't think he was supposed to be a likable character. I think he's supposed to be an asshole that you don't like.
Come on.
I don't think you're supposed to like fucking Ray
Liotta?
Liotta's Ray Liotta's character either.
Well, he's a snitch, so no.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to. Didn't he just die? The guy he played.
What?
I think the guy he played died recently.
Oh, the real life guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Probably. I imagine Paulie died too. He's supposed to get released in 2012 or something?
No, it said 2004.
Something like that. He's gonna be 70 something.
Yeah, let's look up Henry Hill. There's a scene in Godfather or in The Sopranos where they're like, fucking Chris is like, oh, I could have sold my life stories, and he's like, don't you pull a fucking Henry Hill on us. But June 12th, 2012 is when he died. Damn. Let's see what happened to Robert De Niro's character, Jimmy the Gent Conway. James Conway.
Didn't it say at the end of the movie he died?
No, I don't. The movie was made in 1990, so I don't think he was dead yet. Okay, there's a lot of fucking James Conways. James. Jimmy. Oh, he died in 1996.
Wow.
Huh. Also known as Jimmy the Jet and the Irishman. They never call him a fucking Irishman in that entire movie. The Irishman.
No, but he was half Irish, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then in Casino he plays someone who's half Jewish, I think. I know in Casino he can't be made either.
Mm.
Okay, so he died of lung cancer in Roswell Park Cancer Institute in Buffalo, New York, while serving 20 years to life for murder in New York State Prison.
Damn.
He would have been eligible for parole in 2004.
That's crazy.
Burke was of an Irish descent, and because he was not fully Italian, was not a made man.
Right.
He was an associate and had one made man as friend and associate Paul Vario during the 1950s. That's the thing. No one in that movie is made. I feel like it's kind of this fucked up view on it.
Well, wait. No. Well, there were a few made men.
Who? Joe Pesci's character gets killed.
Well, they don't really touch on the characters, but the two guys that were there who killed Joe Pesci they were made.
Yeah, obviously, because
Because they were the
I
only
just think
people who could kill
I
like
just think
that.
it's so weird that there's like two characters from Goodfellas and The Sopranos in the first episode of Sopranos. They fucking mention Goodfellas.
I think it's
Like
pretty funny.
Chris, the fucking Tony Soprano's nephew. You've never watched the show, so I have to explain it to you. And Tony Soprano's, he plays Spider or whatever, the kid that Joe Pesci shoots for no reason. And the therapist is Henry Hill's wife. Like Tony Soprano's therapist plays Henry Hill's wife in it.
Weird.
Yeah, and they just decided to mention the movie like twice within the first season.
I kind of like that though. I like shows that mention like movies and things that we've all seen.
Yeah, but it's like, just ignore that we have two actresses from this.
Well, yeah.
I don't know how old that fucking guy who plays Spider is now. I mean, you should really watch The Sopranos. It's a great fucking TV show, though.
Ooh.
But as I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, him and Joey Diaz were talking, and they were basically saying because The Sopranos was such a good show, you're never really gonna be able to make something as good as that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, yeah.
But then again, I mean, you can make really good stuff that's just other. Like, obviously, that's kind of it for, mobster shows. Yeah, that's probably the top that you're ever going to get there. But you can still go like sci-fi and comedy and all the other routes.
For mobsters?
No, for like top shows.
No, that's what the guy they were saying for like a mob, like for a mafia, like anything. Like you're never gonna get as good.
I could see that. I've seen like an episode or two of The Sopranos.
Yeah, it's a great fucking TV show.
Yeah. I just never ended up watching the whole thing.
You gotta watch it. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, eventually I am. I still gotta get caught up on Empire.
Yeah, I can't get into it.
Interesting. Should I look into that further now too?
Well, no, I've never tried to watch it. I'm not saying like I. It's just. I don't, who's like what's that actor's name?
I don't know.
The dad in Empire, the
I know the one you're talking about. I don't know his name.
Terrence Howard.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like ever since I've seen Hustle and Flow, it's hard for me to see him in anything else besides the character he is in Hustle and Flow.
I see.
Have you seen Hustle and Flow?
I don't know.
They're remaking The Sting, which I fucking hate when they remake movies that have a twist ending.
Wait. They're remaking what?
The Sting.
The Sting.
Paul Newman, Robert Redford.
Hold on.
Really?
I don't know. Probably have seen it. Or not.
They're like a couple of con men.
Yeah, this movie from 1973.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Never seen it.
Well, you should probably watch it. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I'll add it to the list of movies I haven't seen.
That you're never gonna watch.
Eventually I'll watch them all. It just takes so much time to watch a movie, you know?
I guess.
I don't ever really have time.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that. It took me like 3 days to watch The Magnificent Seven, the original. I mean, the new one. I haven't seen the original.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that one either.
The original or the new one?
Either one.
Well, do you have Amazon Prime? It's on Amazon Prime. It's pretty good.
Nice.
When did Paul Newman die?
I don't know. Click on it real quick.
2008.
Nope,
Yeah,
there you
going down a weird hole I don't need to go on a podcast. Let's get back to CNN.
Oh, joy.
Well, that's where the politics is.
That's where something is. Oh, mom of twins learns she's expecting triplets. I'm so glad that news story's there.
So it looks like The Rock's a serious competitor for the 2020 election.
The Rock.
Yes.
Wow.
The fucking Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, hold on. I can't say anything about that yet. Until we know like what his plan is, I can't really say that he would be good or bad. Because who knows? Maybe he'll pull the wool over all of our eyes, and he'll be just this great political figure.
The professional wrestler Dwayne The Rock Johnson wants to run for president in 2020.
Well, can you smell the next president of the United States of America?
You mean smell what he's cooking?
Oh, no. Just smell him. It'd be weird to smell what he's cooking.
That's what he says, though. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Well, I don't know how you're going to figure it out. You got to figure it out. You got to put it in there somehow. I'm not a professional at this.
He told the crowd, I think the people's president has a really nice ring to that. I'll just say that.
There it is. See? You got it.
God. I'm just excited to see who the Libertarians pick for 2020. Not that I'm going to vote for them, but it's just going to be interesting.
Probably someone crazy.
Like Vermin Supreme. Every American gets a donkey. Or something. Or a pony. Can't remember.
I mean, that's not horrible. I wouldn't mind a pony. Or a donkey.
How are you going to take care of it?
That's not the question.
Donkey for every. But he also thinks that the U.S. needs a plan for if zombies happen. Which, that's fair.
That is.
That's fucking fair.
The shit that we're making, these trackers and pills and things now. We need to start worrying about bodies reanimating.
Presidential candidate Vermin Supreme promises ponies for everyone. This is from the 2012 election.
Oh, God. There's definitely more important things than ponies to get.
America, my name is Vermin Supreme, and I am a friendly fascist. I'm a tyrant that you should trust, and you should let me run your life because I do know what is best for you.
Can I just say a friendly fascist sounds like something on Sesame Street? It's Frank the Friendly Fascist.
I mean, I do remember my sophomore year of high school, there was a history book called Friendly Fascism. I never read it. I also read the biography of Frank Zappa. I think it was the autobiography. That was a weird dude.
Yeah, I just read normal stuff like The Great Gatsby.
No, this was during. Did you have SSR in your school?
SSR?
Yeah, sustained silent reading.
What the liberal shit is that?
Okay, well, it was just like 20 minutes where you had to read, and my history teacher, whose class it was, had a bunch of books. One of them was Friendly Fascism. Another one was the autobiography of Frank Zappa.
This is just the laziest thing I've ever heard of. I don't go to school to sit for 20 minutes and read. If I wanted to sit for 20 minutes and read, I could just do that at home.
It was supposed to support reading. I used to read a Michael Moore book in my agriculture class that was full of like hardcore conservative Republicans. It was fucking great. The book ended up on the floor every time I brought it to class. I used to leave it on my desk afterwards.
Oh, God. It's a
No,
miracle that's still survived.
The thing is, no one fucking said anything. Like, no. People were like, "Oh, this fucking commie bastard," and then just left it at that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Although my friend like asked me once if I had, like, he was kind of conservative at the time. He's more lightened up now. But he asked me if I had a book, and I was like, "Yeah, I have a Michael Moore book if you want it." And he's like, "Who's Michael Moore?" There's this kid like that was in front of us. Pretty sure he was racist. Actually, I know he was racist. He turns around. He's like, "I'll tell you who Michael Moore is. He's a commie bastard. That's who." I was just like, "Sure, yeah." He's a pretty liberal dude.
Mm.
That was the only time anyone ever said anything about it.
Oh, good God.
But let's talk bad about Hillary Clinton because we did not talk bad about we talked bad about Republicans, which we said we were going to try to do less this week.
We did 20 minutes on Republicans being terrible. Yes.
We've pretty much done an hour on it. But how about Hillary Clinton? Yeah, just her supporters still being like, hashtag I'm with her, hashtag if you're a straight male, you're a terrible person, hashtag.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm glad to see people are figuring out how to be decent human beings, finally.
Well, like, there's just so many people who are like, oh, fucking fuck Trump, his supporters are so terrible. If you don't want an abortion, you're a piece of shit. Like, what? Do you mean support abortion? No, if you don't want one, you're a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if this is true, but some woman was like, oh, I wish I could have had an abortion so I know what like these women are going through or something. Like something completely ridiculous to say. Like, oh yeah, you want to have that worst time of your life.
Yeah.
Just like the worst day of probably any woman's life to have to make that decision. You
Yeah.
wish you went through that.
I mean, abortions aren't like this happy, fun time for everybody. You know, for a lot of people, it's like a necessity, or it's, you know, something happened to them and now they're going to do this, you know?
Yeah, it's not like anyone's like, yeah, I'm just going to get pregnant so I could get an abortion.
Yeah. That's not like something that you check off your list to do.
It's like this one, I was watching this story. It was just a disgusting story of a disgusting human being. And this guy basically like saying he was dating this girl, or he was screwing around with this girl. And then she screws around with someone else and like is like, oh, I need to get an abortion. So he's like, all right. And then he talks about like eating her out because he knows he can come in her and just it tasting like death. Turns out she had a miscarriage. It's just a terrible video. He's just a terrible human being, but he's like, yeah, I knew she was going to have to wear this diaper thing. We weren't going to have sex because I've been through a few of these. I'm like, all right, first off, if you've been through more than one abortion, you need to reevaluate your life and stop whatever you're doing.
Oh, God. I don't know. Oh.
But, yeah, no one's like, yeah, fucking, I need to... it would just be so awesome if I could get pregnant just so I could have this abortion. It would be fucking amazing. I really want to lose a couple $1,000s and psychologically scar myself.
Yeah, people are weird. People do things for just odd reasons. And that's one of them right there.
I'm just saying, SJWs hurt themselves more than they help themselves. Like, when you're just saying ridiculous shit, you give the people who are against you more of a platform to seem more ridiculous or to seem better. Like, oh wow, I don't really like this Republican saying that. This is obviously an exaggeration, but it's like this person's gonna be like, oh, I don't like this Republican saying that gay people shouldn't get married, but this person's saying that all straight people should be put into slavery. Like, that's obviously a gross exaggeration.
Yeah, obviously.
But like, I'm just they're getting like SJWs are getting so goddamn ridiculous.
And that's the problem. It happens with every movement.
It's like this girl on my Facebook was like, oh, all you white people who supported Bernie Sanders can afford to vote third party because it doesn't really affect you if Trump wins. Like, first off, that's just racist. Like, what? Oh, so it's okay for black people to vote third party because their lives are on the line, or, it's okay for them, but just white people, you're really showing your privilege by voting third party. Like, if that's not the dumbest shit I've ever read.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like these people they get on their soapbox and it's like
they're basically being racist by trying to stop racism.
exactly.
Like, oh, fucking these black people have to vote for Hillary Clinton because their lives can be so bad if Trump wins. Like, first off, there's black people voting for Trump. There's black people voting third party. Like, you trying to act like black people need Hillary to win is almost just as racist.
It really is. It's like the opposite of that. It's like the opposite end of the spectrum of racism, where it's like back into racism. But people don't realize that,
Like every white person's made that joke to one of their minority friends, where a white person does something, the white person will go, "Fucking white people." But then there's like these people who are really like, yeah, I wish I was black so I knew what your struggle was like. Not forever, just for like a day.
No, you don't.
And now there's this cultural appropriation shit. That's just as ridiculous.
I don't understand that. But I just don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
I mean, I didn't know white people had braids, but white people aren't allowed to have braids anymore, apparently.
Well, every race had braids. Braids are not a racial thing. It's not like, oh, it started with Africans or it started with Native American people. No, it started with every culture.
Well, apparently it started with Africans, according to the white liberals who decide this shit.
Right. But that's not even true, is it, though? Because
probably not.
What Viking went to Africa was like, geez, these guys got braids. Let's go have braids.
It's like, yeah, Vikings had dreadlocks. Like, dreadlocks wouldn't be cultural appropriation either. It's kind of like if I shaved my head into a mohawk, I would be culturally appropriating the Indians.
Yeah.
The Mohawk Indians.
Well, it's just ridiculous. I think we're taking things not even to an extreme, but just to the complete wrong direction.
No, it's just like you have two opposite ends of the aisle. You have the Republicans who are like, it's okay to say you're proud to be white. And then you got the fucking liberals who are like, white people are terrible and I'm ashamed to be one.
Yeah. And where we need to be is somewhere in the middle where it's like, it's okay to be white. Let's not say white people are the best ever.
Well, no, the thing is, people are always like, why can you have black pride but you can't have white pride? Because when people are like saying black pride, they're not really being like black people are better. When people say they have white pride, they tend to be a little racist.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the thing they're saying that's bad. It's the fact that the people associated with saying that certain thing are bad.
Right. Like, white pride is good. Definitely be proud to be white. Just try not to be racist and kill black people is all we're saying.
You can be like, I'm proud to be Irish. You can be proud to be Polish, Italian, whatever you want to be. But it just sounds like people being like, oh, there's no White History Month. Like, first off, Black History Month was created by white people. But like there is like Polish Cultural Month and shit like that.
Yeah, you know why there's not White History Month? Because white's not a fucking culture.
Yeah. That's why there's like it's not Like, I feel like there's a separate Hispanic month and a separate, like, Mexican culture month.
I don't
I
know.
mean, there's, like, there's 3 things going on for every month besides February.
This is true.
I just like how my old squadron, they used to be like the multicultural committee celebrates whatever, like celebrates black people, and that once accidentally put up celebrates the Holocaust,
Oh my god.
and it was up for like a month before they took away the word celebrates.
What? Just get rid of the Holocaust part. Like maybe
No,
just take the
'cause
whole
it-
sign down.
It was like a month for the Holocaust. Just people
Oh my
weren't
God.
paying attention when they put multicultural committee celebrates the Holocaust.
If only there was like a better way to put that, like Jewish Culture Month or something. You know,
It
if only
was-
those words existed.
Like, I would just walk by it and I would be like, why has no one fixed this yet? And it was up for so long that I was like, am I the one fucked up? Is that actually is it actually okay that they're saying that? Like, are people understanding that they're like, oh, they're not celebrating the Holocaust, they're celebrating history about the Holocaust. Like, I would just like walk by it and I would be like, why am I the only one that notices this?
Well, I'm wondering about something else. So the Holocaust is obviously a very, very terrible tragedy for the Jewish people. So why are we celebrating this? You don't celebrate Slavery Day.
It's not celebrated.
Well, kind of do, but that's besides the point.
They don't celebrate, like they weren't they just put, like, it was just basically put up there so people could learn about the Holocaust, but they accidentally put, like, because it usually says Multicultural Heritage Committee celebrates Black History Month, Hispanic History Month, fucking blah blah blah, whatever history month, like Native American History Month, all that shit. But like, it came time for the Holocaust month, and they just were like, celebrates the Holocaust. Instead of just be like, it just changed to like the sign Multicultural Committee and then Holocaust. Like, eventually they took the celebrates off.
Well, because there's no good like words for that.
Yeah, it was just like Multicultural Committee Holocaust. Like, even that kind of sounds wrong.
Yeah,
Holocaust
Holocaust is not something that you put in any context, really.
No. I mean, it's something that should be taught about, but
Yes, definitely.
definitely not. Or as Alex Jones would say, it's grossly exaggerated. I don't know if he says that.
I don't know either.
I'm bullshitting.
Seems legit.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, Alex Jones. You are a hilarious human being. Please come on our show.
And a saint.
Yes.
That'd be funny. I was actually thinking about that. Like, what if he did start talking on this on our show?
I would get him so high and drunk. It would be the best 2 hours of my life.
That would be awesome.
I'd be like, we'll come to Texas. I'll pay for it out of pocket. We'll come to Texas, please. Please be on our show. So to our fans out there, to the 5 people watching,
No, it was 8 people.
we have like 9 views. It's people I work with. Please get on social media and push for Alex Jones to come on our podcast.
Oh my god. We are not equipped for that.
Also, hashtag fuck Tommy Loren.
Yeah, I agree. I actually did something. I went out and I did a little research on this Tommy Loren.
Oh, you didn't know who she was? Like, you were just like, this is really weird that has this
Well,
stronger feelings.
I told you that in the beginning. I don't really watch that much news. You know that.
But she's not on the news. She's on Facebook. Everyone fucking shares her videos.
Oh, well, that's the other thing I also don't do a whole lot of.
That's how I tell if one of my family members is terrible, if they share one of her videos.
Oh my god. Terrible. Well, she is a terrible human being. I'll give you that.
Oh, no, absolutely disgusting.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, just her, like, her body and everything is like a 10, but then when you like listen to her talk, she goes down to like a 2. Yeah, I know that was a really misogynistic thing to say.
Way to go.
My bad.
Way to prove the point.
I'm just saying, like, she's an attractive person, but she stops being attractive when you hear her talk.
That didn't sound any less misogynist.
The same thing goes for men.
Oh, okay. All is forgiven.
I don't know who's like a good-looking terrible person on the man side.
I don't know. I got nothing for you on that one.
Okay, if you put Bill O'Reilly's brain in Ryan Reynolds' body, it'd be the same thing.
It's unfortunate you have to mix two people just to get the same result for a man.
I'm sure. No, well, let's be honest about Republican commentators, men-wise. Female-wise, Fox News knows what they're doing. They pick a lot of attractive females. Male-wise, not the same thing.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? They get pretty women to do the news, and they just get whatever man they find on the street.
Because they want their male viewers to be able to relate, and they want their male viewers to also see attractive women every once in a while, so they'll keep watching.
The only thing they want is for their male viewers to go, ooh, boobs. I want to watch the news now.
Yeah, Fox News is smart in what they're doing. They get males that are older, middle-aged, not exactly in shape men, which is what they're not always out of shape, but not obviously not a lot of them are in shape. They get them to be the commentators so that they can be like, "Oh, I look like this guy. I can relate to him." And then they get the attractive females to basically be like, "Oh, there's attractive females on the show, so I relate. Like, this guy that looks like me is talking to this attractive female. Oh my god."
Yeah, or they could just put out interesting stories.
Nah, dude, I told you I watched it for 6 hours like 2 weeks ago. It was, yeah, it was just terrible.
How many pot brownies did you consume during that show?
I didn't consume any. I was at work. It was terrible.
No. Was it better than work?
No. No, I would rather work a 32-hour shift at a bar that constantly had business rather than ever have to do that again.
Oh, that's great.
And it's not like I could get away from it. My bar was 10 feet from a TV that was playing it. And it wasn't super loud. Like, I could kind of tune it out. But it was enough to where if I spaced out for more than 5 seconds, I would hear it again.
Yeah, it was something you had to consistently tune out.
Yeah. Not the funnest of times.
No, I imagine it wouldn't be. I can't believe they didn't have, like, ESPN going.
They had CNN. It was a hotel lobby. They had CNN on one TV and Fox News on the other. And I got put on the TV with Fox News in front of it.
I'm just saying ESPN is like a universal thing. Like, no
For
one really...
hotels, though?
Well, no, what I'm saying is for people in general. Like, no one's going to look at ESPN and be like, can you change that? I want to watch terrible news.
Can you watch ESPN?
Yes. I could watch hours of ESPN. I've watched it before and they looped back to the other shit that they were talking about.
But you're not really a sports person. Like, I've never seen you that into sports.
I mean, kinda. Not that into it, but still.
Yeah, well, when I hang out with my cousin, he watches New England Sports Network, and he watches Felger and Maz, which I'm sure you fucking know.
Why do you say it like that?
Because it's like the #1 sports show that also has a TV show in the world. Like, they are very super specific with their wording of it.
I've never seen it. I don't.
You've never seen Felger and Maz?
I don't think so. I don't even have TV anymore.
Yeah, no, it's only a New England thing though.
Yeah, I was
They
too
just
busy.
Hating life. You don't really make New Hampshire seem like the best fucking people.
What? New Hampshire's
Uh,
great.
Not people. You don't make it seem like the most interesting place.
Well, there's not a whole lot to do out there, but I mean,
You told me
it
you
is a beautiful place.
chopped wood to take up your time.
Yeah, that's a thing you do in New Hampshire, I guess. You know, it's just I don't know how to explain it. See, you're just one of those like California people who always has to have something different going on.
I lived in the country for like the first 11 years of my life.
Yeah, sure. Californians.
I sent you a picture of Felger and Mass.
On my phone?
Yeah, they're super boring. Don't kind of hold it away from all the recording equipment.
It's not going to make a difference. Yeah, nope, still nothing. All right, anyway, what else are we going to talk about while we're waiting for this picture to load?
How are the Patriots doing this week? Raiders had a bye week, so
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to get sports.
you go on, dude. How I get the Raider scores if I'm not actually watching the games is I just go on Facebook.
Oh, I can get the scores off of ESPN, but I just want to watch the game, but not have TV, because I don't have TV.
If you have Amazon Prime, they sometimes stream games.
Yeah, they have like Seahawks games. I've seen that on there, but
You're not a Seahawks fan.
not really.
How long before that changes?
Probably never.
Is your girlfriend a Seahawks fan?
She is not.
What sports team is she a fan of?
Broncos and Blazers.
God. That's worse than the Patriots. I don't know what the fuck the Broncos are. I don't know what the Blazers are, but Broncos is definitely worse than Patriots.
Portland basketball team.
So your kid, either way, is going to just... I'm just kidding. I don't really have that much hate for the Patriots like everyone else does. I just like talking shit to you about them.
Oh, I know. You and your Patriots hating.
I don't really hate them, though. I don't have a reason to hate them. They're not division rivals.
I don't know why anybody hates them. Probably because they're beating their team.
The same reason why people used to hate the Steelers, just because there's too many wins.
Too good. It's not our fault that everyone else is just not trying.
No, but like, if the Patriots went to the Super Bowl every year for 10 years in a row, no one would want to fucking watch the Super Bowl anymore.
Yes, true.
And I think they're even more hated because it was the Patriots and the Giants have gone, what, like 3 times in 10 years?
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, wow, this again. Like, it's just going to be a repeat. For whatever reason, fucking Eli Manning sucks for the rest of the year, but he fucking comes into the Super Bowl and just beats the best quarterback in the league.
But you should be mad at your own team because your own team can't make it to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
My team made it to the playoffs last year.
Okay. I'm not talking about the Raiders. I'm just saying for those people who are, Patriot hating. Like, just expect more of your team.
I mean, I think, but remember people used to hate the Steelers too, and the Steelers kind of suck now, so people stopped hating on them?
Exactly.
It's the same thing. It's just the fact that the Patriots never really got that. Tom Brady never became Ben Roethlisberger.
No. Tom Brady's going to retire, and the Patriots are going to go straight to sucking.
No. Well, maybe. No, because they were pretty good before Brady. Me and my supervisor were talking about it. Brady, actually it might have been me and you as well. Brady would not be where he's at right now had he gotten drafted by the Browns. Like, the Browns wouldn't be the greatest team. The Patriots already had a team built, and he was just able to come into an already established team.
That's the thing about quarterbacks and football teams, is that there has to be that chemistry between the two. You can take a good quarterback and a shit team, and you're going to go nowhere, and vice versa.
You know what I think is going to happen? I think Tom Brady's going to retire. He's going to take the mandatory, 2.5 years off from football.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Belichick is going to continue. He's not going to retire when Brady does, like everyone thinks. He's going to bring Brady on as an offensive coordinator to groom him, and then he can pick Brady to take over for him when he leaves.
I could see that happening. I could definitely see that as a possibility. I don't think Brady's done with football.
No. I mean, yeah, I don't. People would be like, sports commentator, because, like, oh, he loves sports.
No.
I don't feel like he wants to be that far from the game, though.
No, he doesn't. That's the thing.
This
Sports
is-
commentators they're not. They're people
That's
who
why
like the
he's-
sport, not the game.
He's basically at this age, he's risking his body to continue to play.
Well, yeah, he's got to finish out his contract.
I would think he's on like 1-year contracts at this point.
No. I believe the last one was a 4-year contract. That was
Yeah,
like 2
but
years ago.
they were they were talking about him retiring at the end of this year.
Oh.
He probably just has to pay back some money if he like retires early,
yeah,
which
there's
I
like
don't think is a problem for him.
there's like a cancellation fee, I'm sure, but let's look this up. This takes a while to type with one hand. Tom Brady contract.
It's 2-year.
Yep, 2-year contract, $41 million.
Still not as much
Oh.
as Derek Carr.
With a $28 million signing bonus.
That's super nice. Just $28 million for signing your name in a place that you'd already sign it.
Fucking right? That's awesome.
Oh my god.
So when did he sign this, though? That's the question.
So his base salary for 2017 was $1 million, and his base salary for 2018 is $14 million. So potential cut 2019 3-year $44 million, $7 million dead cap.
Wait, what? Contract where?
I mean, I do respect the fact that he takes less money to be able to have the team get better signings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought that was impressive until I found out that Derek Carr taking that $125 million still left the Raiders with enough money to build a good team.
Yeah.
Like, Derek Carr took less than $125 million.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, wow. That's actually, I guess, not really that hard to do to take a lower salary than you need if you're highest paid.
Oh, God, you're cutting out.
No, I stopped talking for a second to take a sip.
Yeah, but it started going crazy. Anyway, it says potential out in 2019.
Yeah, I could see that happening. He'll be 43 then?
It says 42.
You don't want to become Brett Favre.
No, you do not. You want to end on top, for sure.
Because Brett Favre's a joke now. Like, he was this great quarterback, and now he's a joke.
Yeah, now he's just doing commercials and shit for, like, Copperfit.
Yeah. Fucking, like, Tom Brady does not want to become that. He has to end while he's still on top.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'm sure his fans don't want him to, I think what would be best for him and his image would be to end on a high note.
Absolutely. I would rather see that than to see, another 4 years of Brady and see him just suck it up.
Yeah, exactly. Because, yeah, Brett Favre near the end. Like, how many teams did he go on in his last 3 years?
I don't know.
And he was like, "Oh, I'll play this year if I don't have to go to spring training." What's the fucking point?
I don't know. Money.
Let your second string quarterback take over.
Yeah. Stay on the team and give pointers or whatever, but just, for the most part, just sit in the back.
Jesus, how much money does Brett Favre? Oh, wow. Tom Brady makes $7 million a year in endorsements, but Peyton Manning makes the most in $12 million.
Hmm.
And Tom Brady's career net worth is at $180 million, and his wife's net worth $380 million.
Oh my God. How?
You're the best quarterback in the world, and your retired supermodel wife is still worth more than you.
I don't understand. He's been playing football forever.
Yeah,
Like-
but his wife was like the hottest supermodel ever or whatever. Let's look up this Tom Brady's wife. No, if it's who. Yeah, she's attractive, but I don't think she's like the most attractive Victoria's Secret model to ever live.
Let's take a look at this.
Giselle.
Giselle?
Yeah.
3 years younger than him.
Does that surprise you?
How come for Tom Brady's wife it says people also search Tom Brady, Heidi Klum, and Bridget Monahan?
Did he date Heidi Klum at some point?
I don't know. Probably. Still.
I think Heidi Klum, she was a Victoria's Secret model, right?
Possibly. That might actually be why.
Like maybe she was a Victoria's Secret model at the same time as his wife.
Right. I feel like Tom Brady's one of those guys who doesn't know how to dress.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He just has that look about him. Like, if he had to dress himself, it would look horrible. It'd look like something he would have worn in high school. Kind of like how every person in the military is.
Well, it's because they're all straight out of high school.
Exactly. Their style never changed.
Yeah, the military doesn't really allow you to grow. That's why you have like 36-year-old men talking about getting in fistfights.
Mm-hmm. Oh, lots of pictures of Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't. This didn't really answer my question. Google imaging Heidi Klum. Was she? She's married to Seal. Oh, well, they split up. She was married to Seal. Jesus.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Seal must just be a fucking smooth talker.
Yep, Victoria's Secret fashion show. Yeah, she was a model. Known as Angel.
Are all Victoria's Secret models known as angels?
No.
Why are they called Victoria's Secret's angels then?
I'm just seeing what it said. It says, widely known as after appearing on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, and for her work with Victoria's Secrets as an angel. So I guess
as an angel, not as angel.
Oh, whatever.
Hey, do you know what X words are?
X words?
Yeah.
No. What's that?
Okay. It's just 21 words that like they're pretty much used in it's something to help teach people English. They're just 21 words that are like has, have, had, shall, should, would, could, can, can't. Like words like that. Can, could. Like they're basically prepositional words.
Okay.
But like my remedial English class is teaching us that shit, and I just didn't know if it was like common knowledge.
I didn't know they were called X words.
Yeah, there's 21 of them. Well, no, I was just wondering if I like literally paid so little attention to English in high school that I completely missed this part.
No. I think this is probably... I mean, it's something that's just taught to you piece by piece.
Yeah, this English class is so oversimplified, but so hard at the same time because the teacher So we did this assignment on Thursday. It was the third time she's had us do this assignment. And no one even told her this time because the second time she was like, "Oh, that's okay, just do it again." And my partner in it had the one from last time, like the answer she had picked, and she had changed her answers from the second time we did it.
Oh wow.
Also, so if you're saying someone owns something, so you know how there's an apostrophe then an S and it's like this, like whose bookshelf is this? You would
Yeah.
do WHO apostrophe S, right? Because it's like ownership.
Yeah. No. You wouldn't. Would you? No.
That's not the right one.
Isn't there an S and then apostrophe? Isn't that like a thing in language?
Yeah, if it's like a boss, like, oh, my bosses, you just put BOS and then BOSS apostrophe.
I don't think you'd put the apostrophe though because it's not whose bookshelf.
Who is? Well, no, it was like one was for whose, but there was one that it was actually like this would definitely show ownership. So I feel like there should be an apostrophe, and I was like, does an apostrophe also show ownership? And she's like, yes, and then didn't explain why she was right and I was wrong.
Wow. I think these people are glad they're getting an English lesson currently.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, time to seamlessly transition into video games.
I was gonna do it, and then you said it. I was just gonna say, what do you think of Ark this week?
No, I just taught you how to do a seamless transition right there.
I was just gonna ask what you thought of Ark this week since we were playing Ark.
Oh, it's back to being fun again.
Yes.
Yeah, for now.
Except for the fucking well, I mean, the lead might have not been there had someone hugged the shore.
Possibly, or it could have just been there anyway. No, it's because I went around that little iceberg thing.
Yes, but you didn't go back into it because we weren't in the ice when we died.
Okay, who makes a giant alpha fish? All right, that's ridiculous.
We talked about it. It was to curb the alpha tribes, but then they gave the alpha tribes a way to fucking deal with it
And then they made an alpha,
by making.
an alpha version. That's probably what would destroy a motorboat.
Yeah, but I think the thing is that the motorboat can outrun the leads. Like they're 1.5 times faster than the leads.
But I don't.
I don't
think
know.
it can
Thought
outrun an
police.
alpha.
Thought police explained it to me when we were talking. Because his whole thing was making a navy, and I was like, yeah, Leeds kind of made that obsolete though. And he was like, oh no, you got to do motorboats because it's like 1.5 times as fast.
Or you
It's
make
a
a
fucking
lot of
lead.
ships. Could you imagine having like a navy in Ark? You got like catapult
Yeah,
ships
but
and ballista ships and shit.
what's it matter if a fucking lead can just take you out in 2 hits?
Well, what it matters is, yeah.
The only reason I wasn't mad because there was probably only about 20 minutes of work into setting up that raft. We did it pretty quickly.
There were hours of ass pain involved with that, but it also didn't really pay off as well as I was hoping.
I think what we need to do, though, get the raft, bring the supplies back to the base, and then bring the raft out again, so it's not losing every fucking thing when the raft base gets eaten by a lead.
Yeah, we should probably just make a very basic raft.
No, I still think we need a raft base, but I don't think we needed one that only, like, I think we should have a base that's, A, not in fucking predator territory, which I guess is just that entire server because there's so few people to kill off shit, and B, that, like, is just easily accessible from the raft.
Yeah, but this is the only safe area you can be. I think about how long we've had this house open; it's not been destroyed. It's because no one wants to go down that beach. Nobody.
It was the raft that we got attacked on. The dude was in flak armor too. He was in the house.
That's crazy.
And then they picked you up with the bird and dropped you.
That they did.
So, what are your thoughts on Call of Duty World War II since you've been playing it?
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
But is it worth $60?
Yeah, it's worth buying.
Is it worth the additional $50 season pass?
I don't know. I think it will be when it comes time to, get all the DLC and everything, but I haven't bought that yet.
I mean, I bought premium for Battlefield 4. I didn't buy it for Battlefield 1. I felt like it was kind of a waste of money at that point. I feel like Battlefield 1 was just a rushed game to be like, oh, what can we do different this year at EA?
Yeah, I was going to buy premium for Battlefield 4, and then I looked around and realized it was 2017. And no one plays Battlefield 4 anymore.
I don't know why you didn't just buy the Battlefield 4 premium edition that's like $20.
Because no one plays the DLC maps.
I don't know. When I played it, probably last December, people were still playing.
Yeah.
I just kind of stopped. I just hate how every time I install it, I have to install 30 gigs of DLC because I have premium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got rid of that to make room for Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah, it's almost like PlayStation 4 should never have made a 500 gigabyte console and just gone to 1 terabyte.
Or at least gave me the full 500 gigabytes. You get 470 something of it, I think.
Yeah,
Something
the
like
other 25 are taken by operating system. But Apple does the same thing with iPhones.
Yeah, they should just include that. So instead of getting a 128 gig, you get 140, but you get your 128 gigs.
Yeah.
So it should be.
Yeah, I have 3 gigs taken up by just operating system.
It's crazy.
And then every time there's an update, it's another 500 megabytes.
Slowly shrinking.
Yeah, but my iPhone's breaking because the iPhone 8 is out, so they make their fucking older iPhones pieces of shit.
You have an iPhone 6.
I have a 6S.
Sorry. My bad. A 6S.
I mean, if I can afford it when I get a new phone, I'm going to go for the iPhone X.
You might as well, seeing as you hold on to phones for a lot of years.
I got the 6S last July.
Why?
Because the 7 wasn't out yet. We needed another phone. So we went to Sprint, and they were like, oh, if you switch from Verizon, we'll give you all 6Ss. And you only have to pay for 2 of them.
So they gave you the newest phone available.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. You
that
can have an X for a
iPhone
few
has
years.
made iPhone has made 2 phones or 3 phones in a 2-year period. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, yes, that's ridiculous, but all I'm saying is that you get a new phone and you can hold on to it for longer than you could if you just upgraded to a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I'm just saying, my upgrade comes in January. I'm gonna get probably an iPhone X.
You should. Then you could be miserable like everyone else who has an iPhone X.
I mean, I just don't like that it only can use facial recognition to unlock your phone.
Yeah, that's really weird.
I like having a password.
Me too. I like having control.
So there's no way to enter a password. It's just facial recognition.
I don't know. There's got to be a password.
Phone.
For mine, yeah. There's a PIN I have set up. And I got the Touch ID thing.
So you can't do that?
Yeah.
They say you shouldn't do that because cops are allowed to make you put your thumb on your phone to unlock it.
I could also just not do illegal shit. That would work.
Well, no, it's just it's more of just a texting and driving thing, I think.
if like they're like, oh, let me look at your phone. Plus, like, do you want them going through your text messages with like your girlfriend or loved ones?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd make them feel really uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure you have at least one message bad mouthing cops in a text to me.
I definitely don't.
And plus, you're half black, so you're already half wrong in the cop's eyes. So,
Oh, God. And back to politics.
what was that? Too bold of a statement? I'm sorry. Black men never get harassed by police officers.
Oh,
that never
God.
happens. My
We're
bad.
getting a little off topic here.
All right, so Battlefront 2 comes out this week. They're still not fixing the loot crates, but they're attempting to. Like, you can't do pay to win anymore unless you're at a certain level. Then you can.
Oh, that reminds me. That's what I wanted to bring up to you. Because of the whole loot crates and Battlefront and whatever. Call of Duty right now is not doing... They have the supply drop system, but you can't buy them. You have to earn them in-game. And
Yeah,
it's all
which is
cosmetics.
Which is what Battlefront... Well, I wouldn't care if Battlefront 2 did a cosmetic thing. All I really want from Battlefront 2 is I want them to take the original game of Battlefront 2. I want them to take the original Battlefront 2 and make it work on a PlayStation 4 with 64 people instead of 16.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I want. And that's another thing with like the story. You're a special forces soldier. Like and you're actually like playing as one character. I don't like that shit. I liked playing like in the Battlefront 1 and 2 original stories. The first one sucked. The second one was good though. You just played as the 501st Legion from the Clone Wars to Hoth, which I thought was cool, but you're still playing as this faceless soldier. Like, you're not some special forces badass soldier. You're a completely expendable soldier that dies sometimes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous when video game companies start making these, oh, you're that one special soldier. Like, why me? Why isn't it the guy over there? And then I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah, like, I liked ODST. I don't think it was worth $60 because it wasn't really a full game.
No.
But I liked ODST because you are just, like, yeah, you're special forces, but you're not some superhuman. You're just, like, a regular-ass Marine. You're basically the airborne version of Marines.
Pretty much.
Like, that's what made it cool. And the fucking gun sucked, but that's besides the point. Did you ever play ODST?
I did. I played it for a little while.
Remember that shitty submachine gun you got that didn't
Yes.
kill anything?
Oh, yeah.
That had, I'm putting this in quotes, armor-piercing rounds? Like, if you read the manual, it was, like, talking about how your submachine gun has armor-piercing rounds.
That's
But
the
it's
one-
also silenced.
That's the one you could
Makes
dual
sense.
wield, wasn't it?
No, I don't think. I think they
Or
took
you
out
couldn't
dual
dual
wielding.
wield that one?
Maybe. But I don't feel like you could dual wield the submachine gun.
I know the one you're talking about, though. It was great.
Yeah, because I
Solid
was
piece
so
of
happy.
equipment.
Yeah, in one level, you get to play. One of the characters you're playing as has an assault rifle, and I was so excited. Because that's still a shitty gun in the Halo universe. But it's not as shitty as a silenced submachine gun.
True. All those guns suck, really, though.
I mean, the whole point of Halo was to melee someone while shooting that. Like, there was a strategy to killing people fast in it.
I never got that into the whole strategy part of it.
Well, like I said, the same people that made Destiny, which is just running gun, made a game that was both running gun and strategy.
No,
It's
that's
fun.
not strategy. That's just cheesing the fucking game mechanics.
No, I'm saying there was a strategy in Halo.
There's a strategy to Destiny. It's called not getting shot while shooting people.
No, it's called running and gunning. And then just once you get shot too many times, you run and hide in a corner.
That's the same thing.
No, Halo, there was gunfights. You had to be in cover. You like had to move slowly.
Oh, no,
you had
the
to.
fuck you didn't. People just jumped around the map like it was Infinite Warfare.
No, maybe in multiplayer. I'll give you that. I wasn't that into multiplayer. I'm saying in the story mode. Like, can you not? There's definitely a strategy to when you're getting shot at, and you also have to escape the elites with plasma swords, like in the first one. There is a strategy. You're on that bridge. These two elites with plasma swords are attacking you, so you also have to run from them while getting shot at and trying to maintain cover.
What? How is this more strategic than Destiny? It's just running away and then shooting things, and then running away and then
No,
shooting
but
things.
you have to you stay in cover. Like every time there's hunters, there's a strategy to kill hunters.
Yeah, shoot them a lot.
No, that's not the strategy. I mean, I guess you could use that strategy if you're lazy, but you're supposed to, like, if you're playing co-op, you have one guy distract them while the other guy gets behind them and melees them in the back because that's an instant kill.
Or you unload like 2 or 3 clips into the guy, right in the face.
No, the face shots don't kill them. You have to aim for their stomach.
No.
They're massive worms that are wearing armor.
What?
That's
what
what
am I thinking of then?
Hunters, the big blue things.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah,
a
they're
worm, it's just like a giant.
No, there's a bunch of worms inside of them, and they fill up armor, and that's how they're made.
Weird.
But anyway, back to Battlefront 2. Yeah, I think they should have basically just remastered Battlefront like the old Battlefront 2. Made it similar.
Yeah, I've been saying this about Need for Speed games and Oblivion recently. They need. I like the remasters. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Well, I'm saying add some new, like, don't just make it a remaster. Make it Battlefront 2, but have Galactic Conquest, have instant action. Make it so you can play like arcade play as single player, which seems like instant action, but I feel like it's going to be some dumbed down version of it.
It probably is. Everything's all about multiplayer now.
Which is like, I don't know. That's why I like Bethesda. Like, they're still making single player games.
Yeah, I wish they would make a, not necessarily like an open world multiplayer, but like a co-op type game.
I was gonna say Elder Scrolls Online for.
Yeah, but I want like
Multiplayer.
Oblivion, but to where like me and you can play it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Fallout should have something like that, but I think their next big project is Fallout Online.
I hope not.
I mean, they haven't announced it yet, but everyone keeps saying that it's coming.
You lose a little bit in Fallout if you have a bunch of people. I think you were telling me this, or someone was. It was a good point that you do lose something, because there's a lot of like the lone wanderer, you know.
Well, the lone wanderer with their one companion.
Right. But it's so open and just empty, and you'll lose
Yeah.
that when you make it
I mean,
multiplayer.
Yes, but multiplayer also allows it to explore something that hasn't been seen, like the war leading up to it, or just wars in general, like between NCR and the Legion.
Yes.
Like the
that part would
entire-
be pretty cool.
The last level of Fallout New Vegas is like a big battle, isn't it?
I mean, right before it, there's like, you know, basically picking a faction to side with, and there's this big war over the Hoover Dam or something like that.
Yeah, I never finished it. I think I was like, I wanted to join the NCR, and I started the first NCR mission, and it was just ridiculously like long and gonna be hard, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I think Fallout New Vegas is also the one where your gun could like stop working, right?
Yes. There was like
Yeah.
a fixing mechanic type thing they added to the game.
Yeah. Bethesda didn't make that one. I mean, I'm sure they had a hand in it, but some other company, because everyone says how much better that is than Fallout 3 and even Fallout 4.
I won't say it's better, but there are things about it that I like.
I feel like it almost could have been like an add-on to Fallout 3, though. I don't feel like it needed to be a new. I mean, it was cool that it was a new game, but imagine that with like Fallout 3 map as well. I guess that would be probably too big for the PS3 and
Yeah, that'd be a bit
Xbox
much.
360. Have you played any of the Fallout 4 DLC? Oh, you sold your Fallout 4?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did.
You cut out for a second there. What did
Yeah.
you say?
Sorry. No, I didn't. I didn't play any of it.
I mean, they made one of the DLC. It's like what's that game on your phone? The Vault one.
Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, it's like that, except you're you and directly controlling everything.
That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's only like $5, that's worth it. Anything more than $5 isn't really worth it
No,
for
not
what's
really.
basically an experiment. I mean, I did like the whole building your own base thing in Fallout 4, but there's not really that much you could put in your. I understand it's not a base building game, but there was really not that much you could put into your base.
I didn't like how. That's what I didn't like about that game. Was everything became a base. Every little fucking town you went to had a base or something.
I feel like the bases would have been cool if there was some kind of economy system they put into it.
I think there wasn't there?
No, like you can put shops in it, and I saved like 5,000 caps to put a shop into one of my bases,
Yeah.
and you still have to pay the person once you put the shop in.
Oh, that's nice.
No, I meant like an economy system, like you could build shops and then collect money from them and like start caravans and shit.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Like they could even do caravan side missions where you like help bring the caravan somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. I just remembered the fucking beer bot level where you have to walk a beer bot through the wasteland, and that shit was so slow.
That sounds like fun.
I'm sure you played the level.
I don't think I did. I wouldn't have. I don't have patience for things like that.
You also went straight through the storyline. I like do like
I-
every side mission before I continue with the
I didn't go
storyline.
straight through it. I did do a lot of the side missions of it.
Yeah, I don't really do that. I just kind of. I mean, I don't. You beat it in what, like 20 hours?
I don't know, something like that, probably.
I probably have 50 hours on that game, and I don't even know how close I am to finishing the storyline. I think I'm like 50% of the way through.
Huh.
I do intend to finish it one day. It's just one of those games that whenever I pick up, I end up getting sucked into for like 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get more sucked into Fallout 4 than I do Skyrim.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to Fallout 4 than to Skyrim.
Yeah, because Skyrim is just like, go to this dungeon, search it, find this thing. Oh, you see daylight for 20 seconds, go to a dungeon again.
Mm-hmm.
Where Fallout 4, you can, like, yeah, you're going into buildings, but you're also in the wasteland for a good amount of it.
True. And those radiation storms were fucking terrifying the first time I saw them.
Radiation storms?
Like the radiation lightning storm thing.
Kind of remember it.
It's fucking terrifying.
Does it hurt you?
Yeah, well, it irradiates you.
I'm sure I would see it. I'm sure I would remember it if I saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like all the cool little side missions definitely can suck you into that game for just hours, and that's how you like get extra companions too. Like I have a mutant as a companion now because I did a side mission.
Yep.
Do you ever get one the side mission where you get a muton or whatever? They have some weird name. Mutant. I'm thinking of XCOM.
I think you are. I think they're just called super mutants.
Yeah, I was thinking of the muton from X-Men, XCOM.
That's really weird.
But yeah, did you ever get the super mutant as the companion?
No, I didn't. I got pretty much every other companion though.
It's the super obscure side mission that you get him.
Yeah, no, I never did
But-
that one.
Yeah, it's so fucking obscure. What other games are coming out? I feel like more games should be coming out soon because it's holiday season, but I can't think of anything.
Oh well, maybe that one game, Escape from Tarkov.
Oh yeah, you've been wanting to talk about that. All right. Well, neither of us really have a PC worth gaming on, so I guess we could talk about it.
No, I just want to play it. It looks cool.
Yeah, but it's only for PC.
So
So you have to run Stellaris on the lowest grade graphics.
hey, second to lowest now. I can run it on medium.
God, please never play Stellaris High again, by the way.
Why? What? Oh.
I would try to have conversations with you about strategy. You'd be like, yeah, I'm just looking at the screen trying to figure stuff out. And then like 10 minutes later, I try to talk to you. You're like, yeah, I'm just figuring stuff out.
Oh yeah, I was trying so hard to figure that out. I couldn't
What
tell
were
you
you-
what that was, but I just tried to figure it out.
What was it?
I don't know. I was like building stuff and trying to get my food situated and everything.
I was just like, well, you were like, when you're high, you have this laugh that is just like the laugh of every high person, and that's what I was like, are you high? And you're like, no. I was like, yeah, you definitely are. No normal person has that laugh.
I had 1.5 edibles.
So 15 milligrams.
Yeah.
I was on 25 and I was fine.
Well, yeah, but you smoke weed all the time.
I don't smoke weed all the time.
Literally every day.
Not literally every day.
Don't lie to the people.
2 times a week.
Sure.
It's legal. It's like there's no difference between me going home and smoking a joint and someone going home and drinking a beer.
No, not at all. Well, except for one's probably more destructive than the other.
The beer, but you could pretty safely drive after one beer. Same can't be said for a joint.
No, but a joint shouldn't be compared to one beer.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, some people go home and they smoke a joint when they're finished with their day. Some people go home and have a beer.
Oh my god, that's really.
I mean,
annoying.
I'm
Skype
sure there.
cuts out.
Yeah, I said some people go home and have a beer. Some people go home and have a joint. Like, it's just. Some people go home and have 6 beers.
Yeah, they do, and then still drive.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, certain people probably shouldn't drive after one beer.
Definitely.
And there's probably people that smoke so much that one joint would not affect them, and they could still safely drive.
Mm-hmm. There definitely are.
That's why me and my cousin were talking about that, because I was like, oh, what do you think about these DUI tests that can test for weed? And he's like, dude, those are going to be so inaccurate. He's like, someone could just smoke a joint, and then you could have someone who's a total stoner but hasn't smoked in 2 days, and they would probably still have the same amount when you tested them.
Yeah. Well, my question about that test is, how far back does it pick up traces of weed?
Well, like I was watching, so to kind of explain this, I was watching this Gordon Ramsay show where he kind of explores the cocaine trade in Britain. Kind of. I didn't watch it all, but in one scene, he's with these cops and they administer this test and it brushes the tongue, and they're like, oh, like, do you use any drugs? And he's like, yeah, I use cocaine. They're like, when's the last time you used? 2 days ago. So they administer the test. They're like, well, it's still showing up, so you must have done cocaine. And it can test for marijuana and all this. And it says in the show, he later went to court, and the amount of cocaine found on him was, like, not enough to charge him with a DUI. So it's not an accurate test in any way, shape, or form.
No, not
So-
at all.
If it's, like, picking up cocaine from 2 days ago, and then the court's like, because you're like, oh, maybe he's lying and just, like, he really did do coke, and he's just saying he did coke 2 days ago to not get a DUI. But then when even the court kind of comes back and is like, yeah, that's really too small of an amount, then, yeah, I guess that probably is just not an accurate show. Or
No.
not an accurate test.
No, it's not.
But back to Stellaris. Yeah, you shouldn't play it high anymore, because next to impossible to talk strategy with you.
Okay, but to be fair, all right, I'm taking care of 4 planets.
I'm taking care of 4 as well. I'm doing it just fine.
Yeah, well, I have to build up. I'm getting to the point where, like, my planets are becoming real planets, so I had to build them up and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then you put it in a sector. Once it's all built up, that's what I do.
I'm not going to do that yet.
Why?
Well, because I can control 5 planets.
Yeah, sectors are kind of a bitch. But that's why I just build everything on every open tile, and then once it's in a sector, it takes care of itself.
That's a lot of energy
Ish.
credits, though, wasted.
Not when you have a planet that's pretty much purely energy credits.
Wow.
I have a 22 ship navy. It cost a lot of energy credits to keep that running.
I don't have anywhere near that. I don't
Yeah,
have a need for it yet, though.
It still only has like 1.1 thousand power. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I can hold 40 ships, but I'm friendly with all my neighbors, so I don't need them.
Still don't fucking understand why.
I went for a lot of, like, the, add 10% naval capacity.
Did you go? So, let's see. I started 16. So that would put me at 17. And 19. 21. Yeah, I would have to do that like at least 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 15 times.
Yeah.
Before I reach 40.
I don't know. I picked a trait, and then there were a couple of research things that added.
I mean, your Navy capacity just slowly goes up as you build.
And that too.
Just like your food consumption slowly goes up for some reason as well.
Yeah. Well, because you're making more pops.
Yeah. I kind of fucked up with that 10% growth thing.
What? Oh, increase 10%?
I researched 10% like growth speed.
Oh, yeah. See, I only do that because I take the slow breeder perk, so it just gets me to normal. For you, oh my god.
Yeah, but when you have 4 planets and they're not colonizing like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be a bit of a struggle, but once it gets colonized, you're good.
Yeah. It just takes for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm. I hate how research takes forever. I've tried to put everything into research.
No, well, that's the thing is you have to like be, because I got my researches all in the 20s, so it still takes a while, but like I can just focus on engineering research too and look for engineering so I can have a stronger military.
Yeah. I went crazy. I have every planet's got that edict for science, and then I went and I put a science ship at every single planet to assist research.
That's why you were hemorrhaging energy credits last night.
Okay, but no, that's not why. There's another reason why.
Weren't you at -4? Yeah, because of all the solar panels.
Yes,
what was the
I
point of
built
the solar
4
panels?
I built 4 stations, and then I built them for like solar panels. But yeah.
Okay, so why in your stoned head did that sound like a good idea though? What do the solar panels do that you're like, yeah, I should definitely put this everywhere?
I don't know. It was a thing. I was like mesmerized by solar panels and space and shit.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. That is so awesome. Oh, God. Maybe we should play that high again. That's hilarious.
Good times.
But, yeah, I mean... yeah. It was pretty fun. It's a pretty fun game.
It is. It's a good time. If you haven't played it, definitely play it.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Is it still $40?
No, it was like $7. Well, it went on sale for $7. I think it's back up to 40. Like a week after you bought it, it went on sale for $7 because the publisher did like a Steam sale.
That's bullshit. I should get money back, right?
Yeah, that's not how capitalism works.
If we were socialists, it would work.
It's not like because I bought The Witcher 3 for $60. Now that The Witcher 3 with all the DLC is now $20, does that mean I get all of The Witcher 3's DLC? God, I still haven't played that, and I kind of gave away the ending to myself, so it's not even worth it anymore.
I heard it was kind of a terrible game, so I still haven't even played it.
Well, I guess the girl you're trying to find for the entire game ends up dying in the end. Spoilers. Sorry.
Oh,
Jesus.
wow. Way to go. Are you just going to cut that and paste it in front?
No.
God,
No.
you're a terrible person.
Well, that's why I hate the fucking Joe Rogan show sometimes, because like they'll start talking about Game of Thrones, and I'm like, okay, cool, just have to turn this down.
Oh, you still haven't. Have you gotten caught up yet?
Nope, halfway through the 3rd season.
Bro, power through.
My
Take like a week and just power through that thing.
my mom, I have to wait for my mom to get HBO again. I'm not paying for HBO. God, that sounded so bad.
Really, really bad.
Everyone uses someone else's Netflix account.
That's besides the point.
Game of Thrones used to be on Netflix.
Yeah, I think weren't like the older ones on the older seasons.
It was when it was in like its 2nd season. It's because HBO and Netflix used to have a deal. But
Oh, okay.
companies keep fucking Netflix. Like, I'm not going to pay for a Disney streaming service.
Yeah, no one's gonna pay for that.
Well, that's why they're pulling all their shit from Netflix.
Why does everyone want their own special streaming service?
I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's like I have, like CBS All Access. I have no desire to watch Star Trek Discovery. I maybe would have a desire to watch it every once in a while if it was on like Hulu.
Yeah. This idea that,
I guess I'm not enough of a Star Trek fan to really be the person to say that.
Yeah. These networks need to stop with this. They need to just go to one of the streaming sites and just go through the company.
Well, it's not like now Will Ferrell's making a show that's going to be on CBS All Access.
Yeah, it's going to do terribly because no one's going to watch it.
It's like they have the Big Bang Theory, so they think they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Which, I'll make a bold statement, I don't think is that great of a show.
Whoa. No, it's a pretty terrible show.
It's a bold statement. But people laugh because like they're like, oh, they're saying something about physics, so it's like a smart person joke. Ha 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 ha. Like that's the reason why people like it.
Well, I mean, there's like the smart, intelligent jokes, and then there's the really, really crude, basic jokes as well.
No, but I'm saying like it's like they say some like physicist thing, and then it's funny because you're not a physicist, so you don't understand what they're saying.
I don't even think they get that part. They're just like, Sheldon can't be a person.
Yeah.
The Indian guy can't talk to women because that's a thing now.
Yeah, Indians and their not talking to women problem. Being sarcastic to the SJWs that think I'm making fun of Indians. I was being sarcastic, I'm saying, to the SJWs.
Wow, you're really pandering to those guys, to the zero that are listening to this.
Yeah. Hey. Let's hope there's one, okay?
Just one.
So Louis C.K.'s career is over. It's depressing.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
He was fucking jacking off in front of women.
Yeah.
And on the phone with them. It's kind of weird.
I mean, are we really surprised?
I'm surprised because it's Louis C.K. Like, you don't really expect it from him.
I mean, this guy's got jokes about jerking off and doing all this stuff, right? So I think we probably should have seen this coming.
I mean, he does have a joke in his show when he's like on that fake Fox News, and there's like that Christian lady, and he's like, "I'm probably gonna jack off to you, and this to the thought of you when we're done here."
Yeah. Lo and behold, he really did.
He really did that shit.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, it's just a weird, like, I don't know. I guess I would have never seen those allegations coming out against Kevin Spacey either, though. But he is so good at playing a villain that it fits that he's a terrible person in real life.
Exactly. We should have seen that he had two personalities.
Yeah.
We should have known.
He doesn't even seem like, when there's interviews of him, he doesn't seem like he's a nice person. feels like it just seems like he takes his villain persona way too seriously.
Like fucking Jared Leto did, the Joker.
Yeah, I don't like Jared Leto at all.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I don't know if I dislike him so much that I don't know if I dislike him because of 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't know if I dislike 30 Seconds to Mars because of him.
No, you don't dislike 30 Seconds to Mars. You just dislike him being Joker.
No, I think that started it, but and then reading about his antics on set, and just the fact that he's such an annoying human being.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he thinks he's God's gift to the world as a person.
Yeah, I don't think you'd like 30 Seconds to Mars. I don't think it's your type of music.
No, probably not. I was looking at my Spotify today, and I realized I had no Nirvana on it, though. Definitely have to get some Nirvana on there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to remedy that. Oh wait,
But
wrong band.
no, I know, but you saying I don't seem like a person that would like 30 Seconds to Mars, I probably don't seem like a person who would like Nirvana.
No, I could see that.
But Nirvana's also one of those bands where it's like they have some really good songs, and then they have some songs that you don't want to fucking touch your Spotify.
Yes, there are. Unfortunately, I have to admit there are some songs that are weird and
Like Smells Like Teen
Weird.
Spirit, you could hear 1,000 fucking times, and it's still gonna be good. Mainly
Yeah.
because, as Weird Al said, you can't understand what the fuck they're saying. But yeah, you know that's like how Kurt Cobain said he was famous, was because Weird Al did a parody of one of his songs.
That's funny.
Or something like that. Or he said you can't be famous until Weird Al does a parody of one of your songs, which I think was before that. I don't know. Kurt Cobain was just a sad whole deal with him.
He really was. He's like the saddest person on earth.
Yeah. Just proves money doesn't buy happiness, but heroin will sure make you kill yourself, no matter how rich you are.
Or people with shotguns. That also makes you kill yourself. People shooting you in the face.
So you don't think he committed suicide? You think
Oh, I don't know.
the conspiracies are true?
Who knows, right? World may never know.
I mean, I think he was depressed, and regardless if someone killed him or not, it was going to happen eventually.
Possibly. It is possible.
I mean, it's definitely sad. Like, he left behind a daughter and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty selfish, but whatever. People who commit suicide don't really have too much control.
No, it's not like it's not. Depression isn't easy.
No.
It's not something you can just control. Like, you can't just stop being sad. Or
No, I know.
depressed.
I think it's pretty terrible when someone who has a kid kills himself, though.
Mhm. Yeah. It is, but these people are like, oh, he's just a coward. It's like, no, he didn't really have control.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something my father instilled in me. It's like people who have kids that become drug addicts. Don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of sympathy for, because you're putting the drug above raising your own child. Because obviously, if you have a heroin problem, there's a pretty good chance that heroin problem is going to take your life prematurely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Unless you live to be 90 and you're like, fuck it, I should just start doing heroin because I'm 90.
well, yeah, but
Then your kids can fuck off when they're like, Dad, don't do heroin. You could be like, I'm fucking 90.
still, you're still choosing to do heroin over, hanging out with your family or whatever.
If I want to do heroin when I'm fucking 90, Simpson, I'll do heroin when I'm 90.
As long as you take care of your kids.
My kids will be in their 70s or 60s by then. I think they'll be good.
Well, you never know.
I'm not going to pull a Keith Richards and have a kid when I'm like 70
Why not?
or 60 something. Because that kid's barely gonna have a father figure in their life. Like Keith Richards maybe has like 3 years left.
Oh, that's terrible.
Is it though? Am I wrong?
I don't know. You never know.
That dude has done so many drugs. It's surprising he's still alive. His body's probably just preserved with all the poison.
I don't.
Is he not?
Jesus. I don't feel like drugs work that way, but maybe. Who knows? I don't do shit tons of drugs.
I mean, what people always make jokes about being pickled when they drink a lot. And also, the woman, like the oldest woman to ever live, 122, she smoked for like 96 years.
Yeah, shit like that makes me wonder how bad things like cigarettes are for you.
I mean, you have a higher chance of getting cancer from McDonald's, but it's just the fact that you're riding a plane that is crashing to the ground and trying to guess when the right time to get off of it is. That's what cigarettes are.
I feel like it's more like one of those.
Wish I could credit the man who said that, but I forget.
Well, that's nice of you, isn't it? No, it's kind of like a scratch-off ticket, though. Like, you're gonna lose a shit ton of times, but that one time you might scratch it off and get cancer.
Yeah. I mean, they say even the first cigarette could technically give you cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
it
it could activate it in your system, yeah.
But in all reality, they also don't fully understand cancer enough to know like they know what causes it, but they don't know like everything about there is to know about cancer.
No.
If anyone wanted cancer to be cured, though, you would think that the tobacco companies would.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Because their sales will boost up if cancer is cured.
mm-hmm. Because then it's like, what platform do you have to stand on?
Yeah.
Smoking's bad for you, but now I can fix my lung cancer, and I mean, obviously, I wouldn't keep smoking.
Yeah, but
after
I'm just
that,
saying.
but you know what I'm saying? Like, people
Yeah.
will. There are people who have that mindset of.
I mean, there's people who have lung cancer are dying from it and continue to smoke.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, me and you have both been cigarette smokers.
Yeah,
That addiction is always there.
Yeah. I mean, it always kind of comes back. You know, you'll see someone smoking, you're like, God, kind of want one.
Yeah, like I'll be walking and I'll be like, man, this would be a great time for a cigarette right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, for no reason, I'm just walking to work and I'm just like, yeah, a cigarette would fucking be great right now. Yeah. Especially when it's cold. Like, for some reason, that attraction just comes back so much more. Just being fully bundled up, smoking a cigarette, like, trying to fucking, like, wear your gloves and smoke at the same time. Making you miss cigarettes too much? Yeah. It's addiction, man. It's a terrible thing. I mean, that's the big problem in this country right now is heroin addiction. Yeah, but I mean, well, I'm sure alcohol is probably killing as many Americans as heroin is, but it's more acceptable. I mean, I'm sure it's not actually. I'm sure the news would be going crazy if as many Americans died from alcohol as they did heroin. Yeah, I mean, Budweiser's a pretty powerful company. They push for marijuana to stay illegal. People would rather smoke crack than drink Budweiser. All right, I wouldn't rather smoke crack, but I just Budweiser's like a beer that you drink one of and you get a hangover. I don't think any beer would really be good when you're high, though. What? Did you drink red wine last night after I got off Stellaris? Were you drinking red wine alone, or were you with your girlfriend? Me and you were? Uh, Ghost Recon? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably Ghost Recon. Which really makes sense now if you were both drunk and high. Mr. Oh, I never drink. Um, yeah, I don't like mixing the two though. Like when we went bar hopping the other week, a couple weeks ago, we smoked after, and like I didn't even really feel the effects of it because I was so drunk. It's just I don't. I feel like it's a waste mixing them. I don't even really like drinking though, because yeah, but I'm just in general drinking is just poisoning your body. Like I like drinking, but I don't know. I feel like which is gonna sound like I'm addicted, but I feel like I drink more out of habit now. Not even like out of habit. It's just nice to like have a beer and pizza. I mean, I won't lie. Root beer tastes 1,000 times better with pizza than beer does, but there's that feeling of a beer with pizza that you don't get with soda. It's probably not getting diabetes. That's probably what that feeling is. I mean, either you get diabetes or liver disease, whatever. Yeah, I was listening to this guy talk, and he's like, he was saying, he was quoting some numbers. Let me get this guy's name. One second. When I do that thing, when I'm thinking. Chris Kresser, he was saying that there was something from the DOD where by 2040, 100% of our budget will be going to medical expenses for Medicare. Not this is the federal government's budget. Not like 100% of the medical budget will be going to Medicare. 100% of the budget. Like no more defense spending, no more fucking anything. It's all going to healthcare, which would literally probably be fixed with universal healthcare. But hey, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Or companies could stop, putting profits above people. There's that too, and not make terrible food that slowly kills you. I mean, Reese's might still taste good if you put sugar in them instead of high fructose corn syrup. There's a very good possibility that they'll still taste good. And sugar is still terrible for you. That's why, it's a lose-lose, but it's not ran through, miles of just shitty, dirty pipes. That's the thing about high fructose corn syrup, right? Is that, the pipes they run it through. Yeah, that too, but I thought the process of them making it is what made it worse. I mean, anything with the name high in it, high anything, isn't really good. Yeah, what are your thoughts on GMOs, by the way? Yeah, but well, I mean, anything genetically modified isn't good. People will use the excuse, "Oh, they've been doing it since Egypt." Yeah, in a way. Like when you're genetically modifying something by mating it with another plant, it's not really genetically modifying it. You're not going into its genes though and messing with its genes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I want to. If I could afford to, I would shop at Whole Foods, buy healthy food all the time. But I mean, their prices are down since Amazon. But yeah, I don't get it in my area. I mean, I did get Italian pasta delivered, but that was just the regular Amazon. They sell Kobe beef steaks on Amazon for like $960 though. It's only like it's only like a 3 ounce steak too. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I can pull up Amazon for Kobe beef. $15 an ounce. My bad. Oh wait, nope. There's this one that's $995. $221 a pound. Yeah, that is ridiculous. That's probably some good ass steak though. Honestly, that's probably some grade A fucking meat. Oh no, I'm sure any deer steak would beat that. And like I don't I like medium rare, but I feel like Kobe beef would have to be like pretty like blue. Like it would have to be barely cooked. Yeah. I mean, I like medium rare. The steak I had in New Hampshire was probably actually super rare. It was good, but I don't know if I would have liked it sober. I was pretty drunk. Yeah, I can't. I mean, rare tastes good, but I just can't. I can't do it. Like the just the look of it. Yeah, it's just like if you ever watch Nick Offerman, who plays Ron Swanson, eat steak. I was watching an interview, and like he was just taking bites, and it was 100% red. I was like, you might as well be eating a just rare like a raw steak right now. Yeah, Jesus. He, I was, yeah, it was some interview he was doing about steak and Lagavulin Scotch because he has a deal with them, so he can't push any Scotch besides them. Interestingly enough, is what has made me want to try a Lagavulin Scotch so badly. $72 a bottle though, cheapest. Yeah, I found it on sale for $72 a bottle. It was more expensive in New Hampshire, which is rare. Yeah, I was bummed. I thought I was gonna be able to find like a $60 bottle in New Hampshire, and it was gonna be mine, all fucking mine. I was not gonna share it with a single one of my cousins. Yes, but it's factored into the price when you're at the store. I don't know. New Hampshire has no alcohol tax. That's why it's supposed to be so cheap. Like Virginia, I used to buy bottles of Glenlivet 15 for $45. That's a like at least $72 bottle of alcohol anywhere else. Yeah, that's also how I would spend $180 a month on alcohol, though. I would. No, I had the money then, but yeah, I would just down like at least a bottle of that a week. No, I can't. But like then you downgrade to the 12-year-old and you're like, yeah, man, this fucking sucks. Looks like I'm going back to Jameson. And then there's Dewar's, the poor man's scotch. Oh, I'll drink that sometimes. Because it doesn't have flavor, but it also tastes like water. So it's pretty easy to drink. Now, I'm not suggesting you drink it neat. Put a bunch of ice in that bitch. Of Crown Royal. You know that I told you how they make Crown Royal, right? It's like 50 different whiskeys blended together. Let's fact check this. How many whiskeys do they blend for Crown Royal? You know what I realized the other day? Lower quality alcohol always has the word premium on it. God damn it. I have to enter my birthday. No one could fucking lie about this. No, fuck you. I'm just going to say I was born in 1917. Oh, God. Why do people like rye whiskey? I just want to know how many whiskeys are blended. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Blend of 50 full-bodied Canadian whiskeys. 50. If you mixed 50 different kinds of Dr. Pepper together, like I'm saying, like Dr. Strangelove, like the Safeway ripoff, like it would end up tasting like shit. It wouldn't taste good. Whiskey's no exception. I disagree. No, I was buying a vanilla Coke, and this dude was like, "Oh, mix that with Crown Royal Maple. It tastes delicious." I was like, "That sounds like the worst hangover of my fucking life." Hey, hey, don't knock the old English. I, old English is, it exists. It's a thing. Uh, Come on, let's be honest. It's like 250. We did Edward 40 Hands in Indiana, and it was pretty cheap. Probably. I remember AR-15s were like $600. Yeah, yeah, easily. Yeah. Unless you buy like the Walmart version. Yeah, I never understood. Like my friend had one of those like assault rifle versions of the 22 in high school. It was fun to shoot, but I was just like, this is such a fucking pointless gun to make in 22. Especially with California laws, like no more than a 10 bullet magazine. Like it's not going to protect me from anything. It's basically like buying a BB gun that looks like an AK-47. I had a BB gun that looked exactly like a Glock 18 and had a safety trigger like Glock 18s do. Cop almost shot me. We were out shooting, and the cop was like, "Yeah, that gun looks real." He was like, "If there was a cop with like worse trigger discipline, you could easily have ended up dead." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, and he like pulled out. He didn't pull out a service pistol and like shoot it at me, but he was just like, "Yeah," like he pulled it out of his holster a little bit and was like, "See, they look exactly the same, almost." Canadian whiskey. It's called brown vodka for a reason. I don't get people who drink Canadians Club. We sell it, but I've never had someone buy it. But like, I've just never heard of some. Like, I know there's the what is it? What's the CC and Coke or whatever that people mix? You know what Canadians Club is, right? Oh God, it's just this. I've never had it, but it's just like this whiskey that just looks god awful. Just Google image Canadians Club right now. Let's look at it together so we can both suffer. Anyone listening? Also, go ahead and look up some Canadian Club for yourself. It's a bold statement. They sell it in a can. That's Canadian Club Premium Strength Dry. It's a beer, I think, because it's at 6%. Yeah, but it doesn't. Like, it looks like a proper $5 bottle of whiskey. Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe they also make beer. I don't know. If I'm drinking like anything over 12, anything over 10 really, I want it to be Irish or I want it to be Scotch. Like they got this. Like I don't want to drink Jack Daniel's 12. I don't even really like Jack Daniel's. It tastes so smoky. Like I was drinking a Jack and Coke and I was like, wow, this tastes like I'm chewing on charcoal right now. Well, I mean, they drip it through charcoal, which is why it can't be considered bourbon. And like, yeah, I was just drinking a Jack and Coke the other day and I was just like, wow, this fucking tastes like I'm just chewing on a piece of charcoal and then washing it down with some Coke. Whereas Jameson, it tastes like whiskey and Coke. It's fucking fine. Yeah, I just want like a bottle of Lagavulin to just drink on like special occasions. Like when I get home from a really rough day of work. Just kidding. I would feel so shitty about myself if I did that in like one sitting. Except for our podcast when we do a Lagavulin tasting. That's going to be different. We're getting drunk off that, but... Well, it's a tasting, so we gotta, on the rocks with water, neat, whiskey ginger, whiskey soda, and then just pick our favorite, which, I mean, not pick our favorite. Even if we don't like neat, the bottle deserves the respect of only drinking it neat afterwards, after the tasting. I'm just saying it deserves the proper respect of us drinking it neat after we do the tasting. Neat, definitely. I mean, I don't like warm alcohol, but my uncle was explaining to me because he grew up in Greece, and they used to find like his uncle used to find like bottles of cognac from like 1920. You're supposed to like let it get up to body temperature, and that's like the proper time to drink it. Because he was like explaining how you're supposed to hold it. Because he gave a bottle of like super expensive cognac to my grandpa once, and he went to see my grandpa, and he was drinking it on the rocks. And he's like, "No, what are you doing?" He's like, "You're supposed to like hold it in your hand and like let it get to body temperature while you're drinking it, while you sip it." And my grandpa said, "Pretty much go fuck yourself. I'm gonna drink it how I want." But yeah, I was I did that with Glenlivet at 15. I never drank it neat. I drank it on the rocks or mixed with something. But to be fair, if I drink like I just get terrible indigestion when I drink alcohol that's warm. Yeah. I mean, I also feel like just being older, I can handle my liquor a lot more from like when I was 21. Like when I would drink scotch, it definitely had more of a liquor taste than when I drink it now. Like it doesn't have that liquor taste to it. It doesn't have that burn as much. But yeah, I mean, Lagavulin 15 or Lagavulin 16, definitely I feel like maybe 8 you can mix it with mix, but 16 I think definitely deserves its fair share of drinking it neat. I mean, yeah, it's a set. I mean, yeah. Should we do a Lagavulin? I was thinking a whiskey ginger would be good for the Lagavulin because it's still like a more of a high end drink. You really think we should try Lagavulins and Coke? I, I mean, you say a whiskey ginger with Lagavulin. It sounds a lot nicer than saying a Lagavulin with Coke. Yeah, exactly. Where you could probably get like if you're like, oh, okay, I got a whiskey ginger with Lagavulin, they'd probably be like, sure. I mean, I call them Irish mules. They're usually called Kentucky mules because you're supposed to use bourbon, but it's ginger beer, lime juice, and whiskey. I usually do like I usually do Jameson or Glendalough. I bought a $45 bottle of Bushmills that went well with it. Not really a. I tried the Bushmills straight. Not really a fan. Well, it's usually a blended, and I paid $45 for the 10-year uh aged single malt, and it's just got kind of like a harsh taste to it. Like it's got like a bite. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what an old fashioned is, right? Speaking of whiskey. Yeah. It's whiskey, water, and sugar and bitters. You can do simple syrup instead. Um, but basically, Bacardi made this ad to using Bacardi instead of whiskey. Uh, yeah, I don't like rum, but that sounds even worse. Like I guess I'll drink a rum and coke if I like had to. If they were like, oh, we got rum and cokes or we got beer. Well, if I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna be getting drunk later in the night with liquor anyway. So might as well start with the rum and cokes. Oh no, no, ooh, no, I don't touch coconut rum anymore. Bad experiences. Fucking Caribou lose. Bad experiences. Yeah, yeah. Um, when he gives you the like thing to make like a gallon of Caribou Lou in that song, stick with the gallon. Don't make them individually by the glass with like 2 shots of 151 and 2 shots of Malibu, and then drink like 5 of them. Because I drank 2 of them. So the last 3 sounded like a great idea. Dude, like, so after the 151 in Malibu, it was like half liquor. Pour in the Malibu, so it's like 50-50 mix. 150, like you do that with anything else, pretty much cuts down the liquor. Not with 151. That shit is very strongly still there. No. No, it has to have like, it's made in like a special bottle so it doesn't light on fire. Like you just look at 151 and you're like, that's just made of bad decisions. Yeah. 75.5% alcohol. Jesus. It's a terrible idea and I don't know why they did it. Oh god. Yeah, except that's like $16 for a gallon. Some guy who was making moonshine and wanted to go legit. I mean, if you were an alcoholic though, that's $16 that could get you drunk for a pretty long time. Like if I'm a homeless drunk, I think Everclear would be my choice. Don't they say it basically tastes like water too? Like, isn't that the thing about Everclear? Doesn't taste like anything. I don't. That's what people always say about it, though, is that it like doesn't taste like anything. Maybe they just mean it doesn't taste like anything but alcohol, because it's like 96% alcohol. That could be the thing, though. It just burns your mouth so much that you don't taste it. Oh, The Sting. That makes me think of The Sting. There's this brilliant scene in it where he's gonna go play cards. So he takes a bottle of rum and he swishes it around in his mouth, and he like takes it and starts patting it on his skin. It's a smart idea, stone cold sober, but act like you're drunk when you're going to play cards. It would only work for like 2 hands before people would be like, this guy's fucking apparently an amazing drunk player. It's true. Get a good amount of money. I want to try it. It's legal here in Massachusetts, and I really want to try it. They sell it at all the liquor stores. No, I think there's some special way you have to like prepare it to get. Cause is wormwood even still? Yeah, there's a special way you actually have to like prepare it for to actually get the psychedelic effects. Yeah, because they do it on BuzzFeed, the real way. And the chemical that's taken all the blame for absinthe's hallucinogenic reputation is called theone or thujone, which is a component of wormwood, and there is no dot dot dot, and there is no evidence at all that thujone can cause hallucinations even in high doses. Oh. I mean, it's like $60 a bottle. Yeah, because I mean, you could drink it straight, but I don't think anything's gonna really happen. Except you'll probably get really drunk because it's like 60-something% alcohol. I mean, I'd be down to try it with all the shit. I'm just not paying for all that shit. Oh, in Germany, I'm sure it's a huge thing. Like, isn't there something in like Jägermeister that you get from Germany that causes you to hallucinate? I think Jaeger in Germany is pretty close to absinthe. God, that's just another horrible invention, fucking Jägermeister. I drank like 60 ounces of Red Bull one night with mixed with Jaeger. I popped a blood vessel in my eye. I drank almost the entire bottle of Jaeger too, but the 60 ounces of Red Bull was pretty fucking bad. It's not a good drink. Like Jaeger does not taste good by itself. It tastes even worse. It honestly tastes worse mixed with Red Bull. It's just easier to chug that way. Yeah. Yeah, it was when I worked mids, so. Did you guys